Heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's so. Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland, with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom, in freedom, peace and unity. Arise, my people, arise, my people. With love and strength and faith. With all our hearts and minds we from about to go be down to from Warri to Lagos.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, KSO. You have been here waiting for a while. And viewers, thank you for joining us. I think we are here for the second part of the discussion. And those that were involved in the previous discussion, you're welcome to join us. The link is on the chat. And I think the discussion should be moving towards the cabinet. I think they've not discussed the cabinet appointments. That's an interesting conversation regarding. There is also the issue of the loan that was given to the Nigerian state. I think 618 million dollar loan again to buy jets. I think we use it to buy aircraft from Italy. I don't know whether aircraft can arrest people, but I think maybe we could have used it to recruit people into our military and give the ones that are there right now a little bit of a better welfare or something. So I don't know. Regarding the reshuffling of the cabinet, I don't know what you think about that, KSO.
Well, for me, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, KSO.
Yeah, well, for me, there are issues like, sorry, I want to digress a little bit. Let me retrospect a little bit
Okay.
because I was not even given the opportunity to contribute when they were discussing the issues of Kano's still being incarcerated and stuff like that. Because
Okay.
we can't really discuss anything meaningful looking at our political processes and how the Nigerian political system is actually been configured. That is one. The issue of Nnamdi Kanu is quite a very dicey issue. Dicey issue in the sense that I don't see Bola Ahmed Tinubu releasing him, even if the court say he should go free, because they don't even have anything against him. The truth of the matter is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu will use that as a political bargain tool, to win the minds of the northern political hegemony so that they can support him in 2027. It's only the only reason why he will release him is if he has now decided to say, okay, I'm not going to run, or he has become done on him that he will not get the support that he will need to sustain his presidency beyond 2027. Then he might say, okay, let me release this guy. Otherwise, Kanu will not be released. That is one. Then the second one is taking loan, APC leadership and stuff like that. But if you want to be very critical about APC leadership, well, let us first of all look at what is the philosophy behind their leadership. I think that is what should be very, very critical to us. Yeah, what is the philosophy that is driving their leadership? APC APC didn't really come into so okay, they want to govern, they want to lead, they want to actually kind of say they want to listen to the yearnings of the Nigerian people. They want to
Mm.
give the Nigerian the respite they are maybe asking for. I think they came on board with the mindset to say it is our turn to have a slice of the cake.
Mm. I don't.
To
I
me,
think.
to me, that's the way I see it.
I think that is how most. Isn't that how most Nigerians see it? Anytime they get into office, they start thinking, okay, this is the time to make money. Even their family members will be telling them to go and steal. And isn't that what
Yes, yeah,
Nigerians do?
but if you want to compare it with the PDP that we had for 16 years, I think PDP, notwithstanding how bad it was until Jonathan came on board and the later end of Jonathan government, we begin to see division within the ranks. PDP actually fostered national cohesion, if you want to ask me.
I guess you can argue that the things
Yes, if you want
seem
to
like
ask me, because
things. Hmm.
during PDP, we never had this so bad where the country is so balkanized, so polarized to an extent where in the regional sentiment is trying to override, you understand, the larger concern of the country.
Well, you can argue that they created it though. Were they not the one that passed the Sharia law? Were they not the ones that enabled Boko Haram to become a monster? Was it not under PDP that a southerner took over office when the northerner, in terms of rotation, it was supposed to be in the north, and the southerner ruled for one term, they want to run again. He would have been the longest serving democratic president in Nigeria if he had won the third time. All those things created strife. And I just feel like our people sometimes when they are doing stuff, they don't think about the future. They just think now. They don't
Mm,
think when you do stuff, there will be consequences later that will
mm,
follow from your action. Because Jonathan came into office fairly because the president passed away. Then he ran for one term. He won that term. But for him to run again, if I was him, I would have used my tongue to count the number of seats in my mouth and say, this is not a good idea because the North will feel like they've been hard done by. You want to
mm,
rule for 10 straight years when it was
mm,
4 terms each. You want to rule for
mm.
10 straight years when you are not the
Yeah,
one that originally won the mandate. It was supposed to be in the North. You see what I
yeah.
mean? So those sort of things create schism in the system, and Northerners became very, very. I saw when I think was it the Aerofire and all these they were threatening all kinds of stuff, just like the way
Mm,
Nnamdi Kanu is threatening. They were threatening stuff too, like that. You
mm.
know. But the problem with them is that they had power on their side, and they could cause real problems. And I think the Obama government supported them, maybe because of it even. They were afraid that if they didn't support them, these people were going to cause problems in Nigeria. They were talking about creating their own alternate government. That's what they're
Well,
talking about.
my brother, I don't think, for me, maybe because of my little exposure to issues that borders on security, that is why I want to look at it from a very different perspective while I was still back in Nigeria. You see, the North, as it were, people believe that the North, you understand, holds decide where the pendulum of political leadership swings, and I bet to disagree with that. The reason why I bet to disagree with that is that the North is just standing on its own without the support from other regions. The North cannot really make headway. What people don't really pay attention to is this:
I
at
agree
every
with you.
election in Nigeria, I want people to start paying attention to the number of votes that are garnered from different regions. Unlike before the introduction of this Beavers machine and all of that, you could see Kano giving 2 million, 3 million, but now that is no longer achievable. Are you not telling me that the population of Kano has just decreased suddenly?
Mm.
So that is one thing. You see, for me, I was quite open to some certain things during Jonathan's regime, but what I would have thought that the Nigerian political elite would have done was to say, okay, please let us sit down and look at issue more critically. Do you understand? That is the
Yeah.
reason why we seems to be retrogressing, because we are not very critical looking at issues that border on our collective concerns and national development. And
Yeah.
that is why we are where we are today, because we are more sentimentally influenced rather than looking at the larger picture. And with that, we are not making any headway. For example, I'm not trying to take brief for Jonathan, but I felt that when you see someone who is at the saddle of leadership and is pulling the country in a very right direction, I'm not saying Jonathan had no imperfection. Of course he has. He's a human being. You understand? But what would we have done? Well, okay, let us see now. Where is this country heading to? What has been his political gain? What has been his gain in the government that he oversees and stuff like that? But we didn't think of that. So the major thing that we're looking at where he comes from. Do you understand? Because I have the book. I personally bought the book from Jonathan's book from the title of the book is I forgot the title of the book now. I just read it yesterday. I'll remember the book as we continue to converse. But for me, that will have been the fulcrum of our national discussion and development. But we didn't look at that. But what we're looking at okay, where did they come from?
Sorry, Fafada, I need to ask you a question. Please, can you educate us the direction Jonathan was taking on? Which right direction? What was the direction? Can you educate
us? Let me speak based on statistics that are available. Do you understand? Let me speak based on the statistics that are available. Compared to where we are now, compared to where we were coming from when Jonathan took over office. One, we could see the level of our economic growth. Although there was minimal economic development, because there is a clear difference between economic growth and economic development. So Nigeria was ranked at least among the third fastest growing economy in the world. And we're beginning to have growing population of middle class, which is today is totally eroded. We don't have it. Do you understand? And thank God you live in the Western world, you know that the fabric of any Western nation economy are the middle class population. Do you understand? I'm only talking from that perspective to say, okay, the economy was actually heading somewhere. We're beginning to see consistent growth in our economy, which perhaps will have translated into economic development if that growth was sustained. That is just my argument. But on the other hand, there were just this notion of saying the country was heavily corrupted and stuff like that, which today we are still looking for evidence and we have not found. So that is another end. For me, economic growth, Jonathan was heading in the right direction because most of the policies developed by Obasanjo were being followed. They were being followed.
Okay, do you have any particular policy that Jonathan was pursuing that
I don't know if you are aware of NIS.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Actually, Obasanjo developed NIS. NIS simply means National Economic Empowerment Development Strategy. Okay. That NIS was actually to look at the economy both from the informal and the formal sector, how they can integrate and empower people economically. So that NIS actually gave birth to programs like You Win. You Win was actually designed to stimulate growth in the economy and creating entrepreneurs who in turn will create employment. I don't know if you follow that.
Yeah, I'm following it, but is there any where is the teeth of the NIS? Is there any teeth of the NIS in terms of delivering positive economic development in Nigeria in terms of real money or stuff? What did he do? Did he create industries?
I've just explained to you that what NIS did.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
You see, I don't want somebody to come here. We need to be, like you said, let's deal with numbers. Do you understand the economy President Obasanjo left? Do you know what hold on. Okay. Do you know what was our foreign reserve at the point Obasanjo left? Hold on.
Combined, wait, before I forget the figure, combined, it was about 70 billion.
Let me finish. Okay, Tago, you know that. Do you understand that during Jonathan period, the average price of a barrel of oil was $100. Are you aware of that number?
You said average. It was not actually up to $100.
It was more than $100. At some point, it was up to $140.
No, it was. I think that was at the tail end of him leaving office. Okay, go ahead.
The price in 5-6 years of Jonathan period, the average price of crude oil was above $100. Quote me anywhere. Do you know when Jonathan was leaving, before he left office, even the Minister of Finance said they cannot pay salary? Were you aware of that? Were you aware? Do you know how much Jonathan left in our foreign reserve before he left office?
Yes, he left a combined of 42 billion.
It was not up to 42 billion.
No, it was 42 billion, sir. I can give you that. It was 42
At
billion.
All. Sir. Were
it
you aware Minister of Finance was crying that they going bankrupt, they can't pay salary?
Yeah, but what led to that? What led to that? Was it because the Jonathan policies were not effective?
So who was in charge of government? Who are you going to
No, I'm coming. Let me tell you something. The failure that Jonathan had, I will tell you, sir. Please let me come in here. The failure that Jonathan had was this. Jonathan was looking at Nigeria from the perspective of creating strong institutions. It's a government that I followed very well, but let me land, sir.
A president that says stealing is not corruption?
No, actually, stealing is not corruption, sir. In the eyes of the law, stealing is not corruption. I think that is the illiteracy of the Nigerian public. Stealing is not corruption in the eyes of the law. And Jonathan was not the owner of that statement.
We are not start again.
The statement was actually attributed to
how is stealing? Stealing is a subset of corruption. It's part of a subset of corruption.
No, sir. Let us not deal with semantics here. Stealing is not corruption. Let me tell you the context in which Jonathan made that statement.
Corruption encapsulates stealing.
Stealing is wahoo.
I'm coming. Let me land, sir. Please, sir. Let me land. Please. Okay. Please let me land. When Jonathan made that statement, Jonathan was actually quoting the then ICPC chairman, who said that, okay, the cases on his table, they are cases of stealing, not cases of corruption. I can give you an article to read about that. Yes.
Who said that?
The then ICPC chairman, sir, you can Google it. I am telling you.
What do you mean stealing is not corruption? So you see an authority. Who is he?
I'm coming, sir. The ICPC was set up to look at corrupt practices, not cases of stealing. Do you understand?
Okay, so let me just clarify something to you. You see what is confusing people? Sorry. You see what is confusing people? It's like saying you are operating on a leg, but not a human being. Like you are operating on a human being's leg, but you are saying you're not operating on a human being. Stealing is a subset of corruption. You understand? Stealing is also part of corruption. Yes. When somebody steals in public office, it's a form of corruption. You see what I mean? That's why people are confused when you say that.
No, what I was saying, forefather, what I was saying is this, that the then ICPC chairman said that the cases on his table, the petition he has on his table are cases of stealing, not cases of corruption. Let me give you an example of corruption. If a man sleeps with another man's wife, you understand? I'm just trying to paint a scenario.
So give us an example of stealing too.
It's a case of corruption that involves stealing.
I'll give you an example of stealing. I'll give you an example of corruption. I am coming, sir. I am coming.
It's not corruption.
I am coming, sir. Let me give you a case of corruption. Let me give you a clear case of corruption. You are the governor of your state, right? You want to award a contract that is supposed to be 2 billion. Then you inflated the contract price to be 7 billion. Do you understand? What you have literally done is corrupt practice, not stealing. That is corrupt practice. Because one, let me tell you something, sir. Is stealing. One, the evidence that prove a case of stealing are just major three things. Let me tell you something. One, the object being stolen is capable of being stolen. Two, there is an exportation. Then three, there is the intention to dispossess. Where you cannot establish exportation, That is to say, an object you kept here was moved from this point to another point. A case of stealing can never be established under the eyes of the law. So go and check the Nigerian Evidence Act. It's there. But when it comes to corruption, this is what government do. You cannot charge somebody to court for inflating contract.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a very simple question.
I can't believe we are having this discussion like this. No, there are other people now. Make your own statement so that the other people can be able to speak.
The General of the Federation, right? Collected about 80 billion. Was that still your corruption? What was it?
You said what? The General of
the Federation during Buhari. Yeah, he removed like 80 billion naira. It was that still your corruption?
How did he remove it, sir?
I don't know. You got to tell us if it's still your corruption.
That is what we are saying. It is the art. It is the
It is the
art.
It's not corruption. Then let's
No, sir. I am speaking from the point of the Nigerian law. I am not speaking from the point of grammar or understanding English. I'm telling you this is what the Nigerian law stipulates.
Nigerian grammar. See, KFC, KSO. You see, one thing I noticed in Nigeria is that you will see this guy will just show up as an expert. They will create a whole new rule of reality that is not actually accurate. Theft is a subset of corruption. It's like something that is associated, is part of corruption. If somebody does something in public office and is seen as theft, it's still part of corruption. Corruption encapsulates a lot of other aspects.
Nobody argues that. Nobody argues that. But when in the eyes of the law, you cannot tell somebody who inflated contract, and somebody who robbed someone at gunpoint, you can't charge them with the same offense.
Oh no! If they're not part of, let's say somebody's on the road,
that is what I'm saying.
That's not the same thing.
It's just like now somebody on your behalf, on your absence, entered into your house and stole maybe a pair of shoes. You cannot use the same offense.
No, that's not corruption. That's not the same thing now. It's not.
That's what I'm saying now. That is still it, but that also comes under the purview of corrupt practice. If somebody is not corrupt, why will somebody go to your house on your house? I think
corruption involves using public office or some kind of authority position you're in.
It's not only in public office. Somebody.
That's why I mean some kind of authority position you are in. Whatever if you use your authority
who tells lies,
abuse it. That's a form of corruption.
Person. Somebody who tells lies is a corrupt person. Do you understand?
It's not the same. You have to use your office. Your authority to the wrong way.
Whether you use your office, you don't use your office, sir. I want AY to go this thing I'm telling him. Like whether you use your office, you don't use your office. I'm looking at these are the technicalities in our laws that enables people to continue to perpetrate evil.
If I lie to somebody now, a friend of mine, that is corruption.
If you lie to somebody, you are corrupt. Do you understand? But nobody would take you to court for corrupt practices because of lie. They will only take you to court for falsehood. But that doesn't mean you are not corrupt.
It's because you are not holding an position of authority. If you hold any position of authority and you abuse it, that's what they tend to refer as corruption. Any form of authority.
See, my brother, sir, even if they give you money, you misuse money. Do you understand? You are in a position of trust. Once you come into a position of leadership, you're in a position of trust. Whatever you do that is an aberration to that standard.
That's authority. Yes, that's true. The moment you hold authority, you hold the trust of people in any form.
Hold the trust of the people. So anything you do that is an aberration.
Hold on.
Corruption.
Let's follow the definition I have here. The Gogo said.
Okay.
Embezzlement, right? Stealing. Misusing funds. It is a financial fraud or a form of corruption that occurs when a person entrusted with someone else's money or property steals it. So will you still say stealing is not corruption?
No, you are not getting what I'm saying. I said
you are only confused.
No, sir. Get my point. If somebody embezzle money, do you charge the person to court under the headline of stealing? No, you can't do that. No court will entertain that. They now begin to ask you, how did they steal the money? I have just given you 3 evidence to prove the case of stealing.
It's theft, because theft is taking something that doesn't belong to you without due authority.
That is it.
It's theft. But in the context of having entrusted, when you're entrusted with power, that is considered corruption. That's why you could, and on corruption, you still have embezzlement. You have all kinds of
you have embezzlement, you have stealing, you have lying, you have mistrust, you have insubordination, and all of that. They are all embedded there. But when you are being charged to court, nobody is going to use, when you steal money, nobody is going to use the headline say corrupt.
You understand? That is if you are not in public office or in any authority position.
You understand the power of the president. Say stealing is not corruption. You know what that means to the country?
No, I
think AY, you are correct. The president should not have said anything.
I told you, I watched that particular interview, and I told you the context in which the president spoke. You can Google Lisa. Jonathan was actually quoting somebody. That was not his statement.
He said, oh, all this thing they are doing is just stealing. Stealing is not corruption. That's what he said.
No, let us not drag this issue. Let's
not drag it.
Let us not drag this issue. But this
why you are correct technically. Maybe he's using the Nigerian definition of it. Because Nigerians,
a lot of people don't really understand the Nigerian jurisprudence.
Just like Tinubu, it's just like Tinubu coming the first day, say subsidy is gone. As a president, you causing havoc in the country when you do that. When you say stealing is not corruption, you are empowering people to go and steal. That is what it means. As a president said stealing is not corruption, let's be stealing now.
To be fair, though, to be fair, stealing is also a crime. So I'm not sure that's what you are saying. To be fair, even stealing is also a crime. So
if you have a lawyer friend, if you have a
it's you people lawyer that are confusing the country.
Let's allow Jonaba before you turn them to spectators. You know that guy. There's somebody sitting in the dark there. I know he's righteous man for sure.
We have lawyers,
and he's got a lot of judgment to pass today. AY, please let's let Jonaba to speak because I know righteous man is there waiting to lash out.
But it's my turn anyway.
Yeah, I know. But just give them a bit of break. Let them say something so that you can come back again. I know it's your turn. You know, you guys have been going back and forth. Jonathan, thank you for joining us. I think the main topic, to be fair, official topic, is about reshuffling of the cabinet. And to me, the only face I see there that I like, it's not because of our looks, before people start jumping to conclusion, is Ojukwu Bianca. Yeah. That's what I like because I see how she gave that woman how she slapped that woman, and I know she's worked in such positions before, so I like her there. I wish she was the foreign minister, or she could have replaced Abike Dabiri. You know, I've been looking for somebody to replace that woman. That woman, nobody seems to be able to sack her. What kind of position is that? She's been around since Buhari. So okay, I don't know what you think about it, Jonaba. Please go ahead.
Pretty face is not beautiful. It's just pretty face.
What is the difference? It's still beautiful. But she does have steel, though. You have to admit, she does have a bit of steel, given her history.
No, I'm just kidding. Forefathers, S-O-A-Y, righteous man, Ferrari. I hope you change your name from Ferrari to a better name soon, since it's not the name that you want to bear that is given to you by colonizer. I don't know.
You are looking for trouble.
He just started off looking for trouble now. Don't do this.
There is no.
Ferrari need to change that label.
There's no name.
Let's not do this. Let's not start with Ferrari today. He maybe came here to be gentleman. Let's not start with him.
That is not difficult to do. It's something you send. Go to the post office, mail it. This is not Nigeria, and you know better. So if you wait for your uncle to change your name, he will call you Omale. So change it before Tinubu change it for you. It's nice to see you, my brother. And I think there's a young man, Jefferson, who he need more.
My very good friend.
Yes. So it's good to see. I don't have so much faith in whosoever because righteous man, do not forget you. It's because of the darkness I couldn't see you on time. Sorry about that. I don't have so much faith in anything in Nigerian space. our mentality, and anytime people get the position, you think they will do better. But you still give human being a benefit of doubt. That is all you have to do, and good wishes. But then the whole institution, there is a say that if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? What you mean is that what can you do, even if you're a right person, in a bad place? So it's very difficult in a situation where you are building a 3-story building on the foundation that is meant for 1-story building. It will still collapse as a matter of time. So the foundation of Nigeria, I go further to say, let everything fall apart and let's rebuild it. It doesn't matter resolving of a position, bringing expertise. I want you to know that the only place Nigerian cannot live to their God-given potential is only in Nigeria. Nigeria can be anything else in anywhere in this world. So, and it's not that it's in our DNA. It is just because we have a broken system, especially the law and order. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate you on that. That is true. It's just we have a broken system. That's all it is. It's not that complicated. Righteous man, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you for your patience and the fact that you are from Nigeria. We should have acknowledged you a bit earlier. So I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, Righteous man. What do you think about the appointments?
My brother, Nigeria is a captured state. It is a captured state that needs redemption. Everything that is happening here is actually discouraging. When you look at what is going on in Nigeria, as per governance, there is no hope for tomorrow. Unless based on your individual struggles and God's intervention in your life. But saying holistically, depending on the policy of the government or the governance of the land, there is no hope. Nigeria is asking for redemption. Nigeria needs to be redeemed. Because in Igbo language, there is what we call Anenwe Alenwe. That is, there are people that owns the land. And as they brought Ojuku's wife into the APC governance, it's just to tell him, so come, now you be a padio. Your husband was one of us. So they keep circling and going around, going from one region to the other to pick whoever that they know that fits into that position of is one of us. Because I don't see the reason why they picked that woman. When she was the foreign affairs minister under Jonathan, what did she achieve? How many Nigerians were released from a prison in abroad? How many free visa did we get from other countries that we say, okay, she worked well? It's just, she's a settlement. Let's give Juku's family their own position.
The woman, are you saying that you don't like her appointment?
Why should I like her appointment? What has she achieved? She was there before, foreign affairs minister. She was an ambassador. Sorry, she was an ambassador before. I think Nigerian ambassador to Spain. What did she achieve? Nigerians that were in jail in Spain, were they released? Did she foster any visa relationship between the Nigerian government or Nigerians and the Spanish government or the European Union? She didn't do anything. It's just settlement. See, na padi government in Nigeria be. It doesn't matter which tribe the person is coming from. Nigeria needs redemption. All this, what are you shoveling? You brought a man to head the Ministry of Women's Affairs. Have you ever had that? So when women will sit down, gather themselves to talk about
women affairs, is not a man, it's a woman.
It's a man.
No, it's a
go
woman.
And check it. Oh my God. He removed a woman and brought a man. I listened to it on Arise News. I listened to it on Nigeria Info.
100%. A man. She's a woman.
Wow. I don't want to believe what I'm hearing.
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure you are being fair that she didn't do anything. And Spain is not exactly a hot destination for Nigerians. I don't know what the US wanted to do from Spain. Have them release. Nigerians are not necessarily in trouble in Spain. If Tabini she was ambassador
Forefathers,
to UAE
forefathers,
or something.
listen, listen. You know, I have lived in Europe before, and I was shuttling between Germany, Holland, Spain, Lisbon. I then back to my base before I returned back to Nigeria. So don't tell me that Spain is not a hot zone. Don't just say within the knowledge of your experience or whatever. See,
Okay.
when you are an ambassador and you are representing your nation, the first thing is to foster a relationship between the two countries, and then you look inwards and see how many of your citizens that are in prison or that are involved in one crime or the other, and then you solicit for exchange or trial or whatever. That woman has not achieved anything. Anything. She has not achieved anything. In fact, I was surprised that they drag her into this APC regime again. That's what I'm saying. It's a country of compensation. They are only
What if I
compensating
told
the
you
Duku
that?
family.
Let me see one information I saw here, which surprised me. You will be surprised to know that Nigeria, one of Nigeria's major export destinations, is Spain. I don't know. I think it's even higher than the United Kingdom, which is scary. I didn't know that. So, and she was an ambassador in that state, in that country. I mean,
so the information I was given about the Women Affairs Ministry, I had it from Arise News and I had it from Nigeria Info. They were questioning why a man was used to when the other woman was sacked, and they now replace her with a man. What has a man gotten to do with that ministry? So I'm just hearing for AY, my brother, now that is a woman. Maybe it was changed overnight, but that's what I heard from television, you know. And so, forefathers, the truth about our country, our beloved country, is that those who are ruling this country does not love this nation. They are after their personal gains and what they will achieve and the name they will answer. But to say they want to see that Nigeria work, it's not coming from them at all. Nigeria needs redemption, absolute redemption. Thank you.
yeah, don't you think that then there is also the thing they call pretty privilege, you know? And good-looking people are also helpful to have in positions of authority. Why don't we have them? Look at this one now. Look at the Spain.
Forefather, sorry. Let me see this thing very strongly. The Minister of Women Affairs, she is a woman. She's not a man. She's from Nasarawa State. She was the former State Minister of Police Affairs. She's a woman, 100%.
Why is righteous man saying he's a man?
Yeah, I need to correct it. Let's make sure we pull information out.
I think because of the name, she's a woman.
This identification problem. I hope we have not. It's not LGBTQ situation.
No. I think it's because of the way they were pronouncing her name. She's a woman.
Somebody was here telling you that the Minister of Interior is in charge of foreign affairs. Who does that? And you were looking at him. You can't correct that statement. When we are putting up information to the public, please let's be cautious.
Thank you.
Please.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's a good job there, AY. I appreciate that. We're all here for the truth. But look at this chart I'm seeing here. I may be surprised by the export that Nigeria is doing, you know. Netherlands is the highest. I didn't see that one coming. Spain, second. India, third. Where are all these? While our leaders keep running to London, where are they here? We are in America. Where are we? America, okay. America is relatively high compared to the United Kingdom. Our leaders keep running to. That would surprise me a bit too. What is all this running to all these countries? We should be going to Spain and Netherlands then, and maybe India. China, look at China. China, massive country, and we don't even export to China at all. Okay, I'll take that one off now. Let's go to the next
trade volume doesn't really determine a travel destination. It's not because you don't travel to places because of your your country's trade volume with that country. That's just it. That's not the point.
Yeah, but it does have a bit of correlation now. This kind of trade volume, where you would think the people you have more close Commonwealth relationship with, colonial relationship with, all kinds of stuff, you would think you would trade more with them.
What are we trading? What are we trading them? What are we trading with them? I think that should be the question. What are we giving them? What are they giving us?
That's the question now. If you check imports now, you probably see almost the reverse from the other countries. Okay, who is next? I think it's John Abba. Hey, John. No, Ferrari. No, Ferrari. Yeah, you cannot miss Ferrari. Ferreira. Yeah. I need to practice that word carefully. Ferreira.
It's a very good name. Ferreira.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Ferreira.
I'm sorry for mangling your name.
I'm going to talk about three things. I'm going to respond to John Abba. I'm going to talk about.
Excuse me. Sorry about that. I really apologize. Righteous Man, I just want to acknowledge you for the previous session with Dr. Rudolph. One of your submissions about this thing, I think people did not give me enough credit for that. I think I should acknowledge that. Thank you for that submission. Ferreira, please go ahead.
Yes, I'm going to talk about three things. One, I'm going to respond to John Abba, teach him a little history in African history. Second, I'm going to talk about an organization called KSO. And thirdly, I'm going to talk about the policy of the Tinubu administration appointing Ojuku's former wife as a minister. I'm very going to be brief. First of all, when the white man came to Africa 800 years ago, they came to steal, to loot both our material and human resources. And when I hold the name Ferreira, which is a Portuguese name, is an historical reminder of the looting the white man has done on my people. I have a triple heritage, my Yoruba heritage, where my forefathers were first taken and taken to Brazil by here, Salvador, because some of us know our history to the 10th generation, unlike some people. So this historical remembrance, that's why we bear the name. The likes of Cardozo, Boaventura, Ferreira, we call them the returnees. They are Brazilians, they are Nigerians that return back to Lagos Island and the area called Tokumbo, Bangboshe, Igboshere. Lagos Island, as we know it, is an historical aspect of the generational impact these generations of families have made on the Nigerian contribution, even from their architectural input into what Lagos is from the inception at the beginning. So for those of you who don't know history, get your book, grab your book, and we are proud of our name. We are proud of our African heritage. We are proud of our historical heritage. And we are proud of our future heritage, which is to say, never again in any circumstances would we allow the white man and his ikes, like those in our government, take us for granted again. That's done on John Abba. Let's go to the king of stupid people's organization called KSO. There is an important need when we come on public medium as educated people to give the right information.
Ferreira,
don't interrupt me, please. Please. I'm not referring to a person. Please, don't do that. Let me finish my speech.
Okay, let's
please let me finish my speech. You can respond afterwards. Now, there is important when we come on public medium, we don't give the wrong information. Why? Because there are young generations of people listening. When Jonathan said stealing is not corruption, I was among those who joined every other Nigerian to say that government must be removed. Unfortunately, we got a government that is worse than Jonathan. When a government comes out here to come and prove intellectual superiority and spread garbage in intellectualism, like the Nigerian we have today, where we see our legal system becomes a joke of entire world nation. We are the country where we swore in president before a case is finished. Show me a country in the world, no matter how bad their law is, that tells a man to go serve a sentence before that man is finally tried. None. But yet, Nigerian professionals will come, turn things upside down, and then come in public to make an argument on behalf of it. Fela in 1977 said that that the problem of Nigeria goes beyond just
not
mere stealing. Yeah, this thing called, please let me finish. Whoever is doing
please
that,
let him finish.
Are you really trying to let this slide, insulting a panelist here?
Did I mention name?
Are you really allowing?
He didn't mention any name.
I didn't mention any name, Mr.
But that is his initial. That is KSO. That is his initial.
Whatever, I didn't mention name. It's an organization I'm referring to, including your former president.
He's talking about an organization.
Ferreira, let me tell you something.
Finish. Let me finish. Let me tell you have your right of response when I'm done.
So you have
mentioned KSO. You mentioned, and we have KSO on this panel.
I should not be interrupted, please. Let me finish.
Okay, let me clarify. Did you mean KSO on the panel?
I mean the King of Stupid People's Organization. KSO is an organization including your former president.
Do you mean the one
Can I
on the
continue
panel?
my speech?
Do you mean the one on the panel?
I do not mean the one on the panel. I mean it's an organization that includes intellectuals that come on the medium to propagate rubbish.
So you see what he's going there. You see what he's doing right now.
Let him finish.
So he's referring to KSO on the panel.
Please.
That is not acceptable.
Can I please?
He's saying that it's not him.
Please let him finish. Let him finish.
Let me finish. He said this thing that we call problem in Africa that surprises him in 1977. He said it has 3 wings. He said one was leggy robbery. You're at the bus stop, somebody snatch your purse. He runs away with it. Then there's another one. Don't want to come into your house with a gun, armed robbery, comes to rob you. He said, but the worst one is the one by Oga Patapata, which is authority stealing. It comes and rob your future generations and generation years unborn and turn your people into slavery. And here we have people who went through the walls of school come to defend such intellectual laziness and saying stealing is not corruption. Okapata steal is policy.
I repeat again, sir. Stealing is not corruption. I'm speaking.
Continue to repeat, but those of us who know better will counter such
argument. It's just a misunderstanding.
It's just a those of us who know better come on this
medium. You called me stupid. For the fact that I'm not going to call you stupid.
No, it's also said he just used an acronym. But he never referred to
that level of intellectualism that has destroyed your country.
Hold on now. It's just a misunderstanding. It's a different way of defining things. I've been to Nigeria and I know Nigerians have different ways of defining things on the ground. Please take it easy. Let's not get offended by people's comments.
I'm not going to go into
let's be careful. Somebody
but let me remind him.
You have had your say. Let me have my say. You think stealing is not corruption, that's your say. I'm having a counter say for the sake of younger people listening so that I can put an historical perspective to things so that people listening can pick who is right and who is wrong. You've had your say. Stealing is corruption to you and your king. But to me and the future generation, stealing is corruption. Authority stealing is what has destroyed Africa. And we have to speak with the loudest voice. With the loudest voice to those who are ignorant among us, who still come to defend this insanity. Fela said, we Africans must do something about this nonsense. This nonsense, where a judge will come and tell you my hands are tied. A journalist cannot do his job. A doctor, then what's the point of your education if it doesn't enlighten the soul? What is the point? That is why we are in the mess we are in today. Because of positions like that. And if we don't counter it, then we ourselves are complicit in the crime. It's not just a point of argument.
Are you done? Once you are done, once you finish, allow somebody else to.
Yeah, I will be done now. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is this policy of appointing Ojuku's former wife as a minister. It is still the play to tribal politics.
Sorry.
It is an appeal to the Igbos. You understand? But what the question you all should be discussing is, what is her qualification? Does she merit that ministerial position? What is her background? Is this just because she's a politician, or we just continue this politics of paddy, put them together, which Fela also sang about? So these are intellectual discussions that should be had, not whether she is beautiful, so therefore she deserves a ministerial post. Your country is in the mess it is today because you keep doing the same thing over and over again. And for the sake of your children and children yet unborn, start to address this issue pragmatically, not because your ego is hurt or you want to defend a position. Talk to the facts. Anyway, let me stop there, and those who want a rebuttal can now have their rebuttal.
Okay, let me react to you, Ferreira. Quite frankly,
I try to keep it brief, because
I believe
over that I'm the next. Okay. So.
No, I'm sorry, sir. I won't be long. Let me just react to him. I think there is a misconception about my statement.
That is why how are you the next? After Ferrari, it will be me.
I have not spoken. I have not spoken.
No, I just.
But why are you here now? Why are you at the top?
Let me just react to him.
That's a funny question.
Oga Ferreira, this is the context in which I made that statement. That's the reason why I don't want to go to the same gutter that you were just swimming in. The context is this. I said, and I repeat again, I said that Jonathan made that statement in quoting somebody who was the head of ICPC. That statement was not actually his statement. It was a referencing statement. He was referencing somebody who said, okay, the cases at his table were not cases of corruption, because he was heading an anti-corruption agency of the government. That most of the cases on his table were cases of stealing. It is from that point that people begin to draw the dichotomy between what stealing is and what corruption is. And I said, in the Nigerian context and within the confines of the Nigerian legal jurisprudence, it is wrong for you to charge somebody who stole with an offense of corruption. That's what I said. Corruption is very wide. Corruption is very wide. And I gave an example. If someone sleeps with another person's wife, that is a corrupt practice. Is that stealing? Not stealing. But if someone comes to your house in your absence and disposes you of your belongings, that is stealing. And I went further to say, look, there are 3 ingredients with which you can prove a case of stealing. And I mentioned exportation. And I mentioned, for example, I said, the object being stolen, is it capable of being stolen? That is why in the Nigerian law, you don't have people who steal land. You have land grabbers, because you cannot move land from point A to point B. You can never establish exportation. And I made that statement. And I also go ahead to tell you that there must be an intention. Yeah, there must be an intention to dispossess of somebody's belongings. So this thing you are saying that see, when we are about historical fact, you are using Fela as an analytical tool. Fela was actually speaking from intention. There is nothing empirical about all that he said, but that doesn't mean they were not realities. They were realities, but they were not empirical. If you want us to go that line, this is what I've just said.
Everything you said now, just confirm what I've said. Thank you very much.
Nobody is stupid. What happened is that we are here to actually articulate our opinion concerning any issue that bothers.
I agree with you. Concern. Your counter argument just confirmed everything I have said. Thank you for making it.
You understand? I'm not saying somebody who is corrupt cannot steal. Somebody who is corrupt can steal. Somebody who is also corrupt cannot also steal, can also lie. Embezzlement is not stealing. Nobody can take anybody to court for embezzlement and charge it for a case of stealing. That is not done in Nigerian jurisprudence. Nobody will answer to that kind of statement, to that kind of case. But what they will do, they will look for the act that was perpetrated to charge the person. That is what I have just said. I'm actually speaking within the confines of the Nigerian legal jurisprudence. Not what you think.
I thank you, Mr. But everything you've said just confirmed everything I said.
Not what you think. I'm talking about what the Nigerian law says. Not what you think.
That's why Nigeria is in the mess.
I think he's misunderstanding the meaning of these things. There are fundamental definitions, like theft is taking of stuff that doesn't belong to you without the due permission. That is the simple definition of theft. And that definition can fit into embezzlement, can fit into corruption, can fit into all different kinds of practices. Even if these definitions, like corruption and embezzlement, is in a specific kind of context. Like corruption, you have to have authority or position to be accused of corruption. You can't say, oh, my friend did something to me, it's corrupt practices. That's not the same thing. It's an abuse of trust. opposition.
Okay,
The same thing is true for embezzlement.
Mr. Forefather, let me tell you something. You go to filling station where they manipulate pumping machines, right?
Yes.
Right, where you are supposed to get like 10 liters. You
Yes.
understand? You are given like 8.5 or 9.5 liters, right?
Yes.
How do you charge that person? Are you going to charge that person for stealing or for corruption?
You can charge him for corruption.
That is corruption because the guy did not directly steal from you. But what the guy did was to correctly manipulate a system that was supposed to give you satisfaction and value for your money.
But the reason why they are charging him for corruption is because it's theft under using his authority. He's taking something that doesn't belong to them.
You see, in the Nigerian law, nobody goes to court to say somebody is. So we are charging somebody.
I understand what you are saying, but it still is the
okay.
definition of taking something that doesn't belong to you.
Yes, but I'm just trying to buttress a point that look, if somebody manipulated pumping machine for fuel dispenser, right? And the person didn't really dip his hand into your pocket.
Let's leave this.
Think about it. You are trying to find a way out of this. There is no way out.
I'm not trying to find a way out. I'm just saying something within the Nigerian law. I'm just quoting the Nigerian law. I am not quoting my own sentiment.
So please, personally, what I would say is that what AY says is that as far as corruption is not still pronounced by president of the higher land, many people will not understand the legal term of it, and the simple definition of it will be confusing for them. For a man in the higher, the number one man citizen in the country, to say that during that incident was not a right thing. Not that the technical word you are using. Everybody in Nigerians are not lawyers. And I understand what you are saying, but we are saying the example again is that we cite example when Tinubu said that fuel subsidy is removed on his first day in office without understanding so much, and the implication was right away. So sometimes he's saying the right thing at the right place and wrong thing at the right time. He sent that message like it's okay, it's allowed. That is all that they are saying, to say, oh, this man says corruption or stealing is allowed, or corruption is not stealing, so you can steal and it's not a corruption. So let us not be arguing about it up and down. It's not relevant at this point.
Thank you.
Ferrari, please,
can I now
educate that guy again. Please make sure you educate him more.
Yeah,
he wants to use English to confuse us. I was listening and I couldn't believe my ears. What that brother is saying.
So it's new. It's new. Please, have mercy on him. It's new.
Can I now speak for
okay,
I've been on this channel for 2 years. I'm not new. Just that I don't
I didn't know today is the first
I'm not new. I watch you every day.
Okay. One at a time. This is no time to be getting acquainted. I think hold on, please. Let's do this. Let's allow
what I do
somebody with privilege.
Hold on, KSO, hold on.
So is there an offense for someone to have a different opinion? Why are you guys gagging him up like that?
Let me spark
you see, Kene, that's common sense. I like that. Let's leave him alone.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
No, yes, so don't go anywhere. Hold on.
You
don't let them drive you anywhere. Don't let them drive you anywhere. Don't let them drive you anywhere. Hold your ground.
Forefather, hold on now.
No. It's not going to take anything away from me.
Stay back. Nobody should kick you out. Stay back.
Don't let anybody drive you
anywhere. Don't let them kick you out.
It's not going to change anything.
Can you hear me? Hello.
In the Nigerian jurisprudence, corruption is not stealing.
Hello.
Okay.
Can I speak? Hello,
yeah, please go ahead, KJ.
Okay, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you. I followed all your discussion, both to and fro, and I want to just make a few clarifications. Jonaba, I thank you, my brother. I like your t-shirt. If you have chance, please post it to me. Yes, but Jonaba says something. I'm going to take it from that point, which I, as a Christian, have always wondered, and until God gave me, until I got that
you answer. See the light.
Yes. Now he says, the Bible says, if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? The righteous will build it back. And that is why we are urging Nigerians who are righteous indignation to come to position to use that authority to begin to speak truth to power and change the trajectory if we really want to be a nation. Also, what KSO said is true, but I also want to let KSO know that Jonathan actually made that statement. I watched that interview. He said that, let me put it right exactly how he put it. He said all these things they are calling corruption is not corruption, but it's stealing. These people are simply stealing from the treasury, okay? And so they should be held responsible because they're just going to government coffers and removing money and spending it on themselves. That was the interview where he granted that, he said that. And so why that at that time there was controversy. So people were being asked, they go to court and say it was corruption. They didn't do it. He said, no, don't go to court and use corruption as an evidence to run away from being prosecuted when you have taken from government purse. That is pure stealing. You go back to your office as a secretary or treasurer, you open the safe, you take out government money and you go and spend it. That is stealing. And so you should be charged for that and you should refund the money back. Although he didn't get anywhere with that because, of course, we all know what happened. He was thrown out of office after that his term. Now, why I want to circle back to my dear sister, beautiful damsel in our time, Bianca Ono, aka Ojukwu. You see, the appointment of Mrs. Ojukwu into the cabinet is simply to break the ranks of the Igbos and nothing more than that. And we can't take it away from her. She's a very qualified woman, very qualified. She's a lawyer, and she also has a master's in international relations. So she's totally qualified, very qualified. And but at this point in time, to bring her in, knowing that she wears two caps as the wife of the late revered leader of the Igbo land, Odumegwu Ojukwu, and also a right-hand woman of the past governor of Anambra State, which is Peter Obi. She has played a prominent role in Peter Obi, and Peter Obi government also played a prominent role in supporting her, even through the time that the late warlord passed on. So seeing her taking even an appointment from APC, to me is a bit, I didn't enjoy it. I know that she has to survive, but I didn't enjoy it. Again, I see it as trying to constantly keep that rank totally divided. I think at this point, if you had asked me, I would say she should play the leading role in trying to rally around the women in Igbo land to try to make a demand for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. But taking an appointment at this time, I defer to her with her. She's an individual, she can do what she wants. But for the collective, which is what a nation that wants to go somewhere always think about, the collective, not individual. As long as our government is thinking of individuals, appointment by individuals, project by individuals, road construction by individuals, rail construction by individuals, everything we are doing, even writing of state policies, is implemented based on individuals that are affected. If Kenneth tomorrow is my arch enemy and he beats traffic light, I will use it to put it on his head and make sure that he goes to prison, because that traffic light will become something else now. It becomes very dangerous thing to beat traffic light, and so it will take a jail term or possibly a treasonable felony. Now, that is what we see. And until if we don't deviate from this kind of policy, why are we all celebrating some of the Western world today? The law is the law, irrespective of who is involved. The law is the law. It doesn't look at who is affected, whether you are big or small and all that. I've seen some Hollywood stars who are celebrated in America. One of them, I can't remember her name now. She aided her daughter to go to an Ivy school here. And she was put in prison. She went to prison for 2 years. Not because she didn't pay her. She just used her influence. She was influenced a bit. And she went to prison for it. That is people who are concerned about building a stable system that can stand the test of time. If we keep doing what we are doing, whether we are supporting APC or not, we ain't going nowhere. Igbo say, that you don't go anywhere moving backwards. And these are the things we keep doing and we keep seeing. So it's not a question of who speaks better English or who is able to insult. No, the truth is the truth. Let's rely on it. Because if you speak the truth, you live long. Let us keep that. And I keep saying here, the Igbo worldview cannot change. If the kite pitch, let the eagle also pitch. You cannot say one should pitch and the other one will go away because why do you want to pitch? So let us live and let's believe. That is our own motto, general worldview. And that's what we say in this case. If Mr. Tinubu has decided to move Nigeria forward, let us also see it by his policy. But so far, by his appointment, he has not proven that he understands that Nigeria is suffering and there's hunger in the land because he constantly increased the expenditure for government. The government expenditure keeps increasing. It doesn't show that somebody who understands what he's doing. I rest my case on that.
The truth, there is life. I know. And when I say that the moderators have privileges, he decided to take it up today. No, I wanted to add something. I wanted to add something to what he said though. He said something about there is life in truth, and I think there is a deeper truth there that sometimes what our forefathers used to say, we underestimate it, but I think there is a deeper truth. There is life in truth of things. That said, who is okay, AY, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience.
I thought you want to move on again.
No.
Okay.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. So please not take issue personal. We have a lawyer on the comment section though. For me, she's very good. I don't know if she'll be reading her messages, her comments. So on Bianca Ojukwu, to be honest, to be fair to Bianca, Bianca she's more than qualified for that position. Apart from her law background, she had masters in foreign affairs, international studies. She was the former special advisor to the president on diaspora affairs. She was Nigeria ambassador to Ghana at some point. She was ambassador to Spain. She's well exposed. She got the experience to occupy the position. But whether she will accept it, that's what I don't know. And secondly, one thing I really want to pull out from that appointment is I think his politics of 2027 has started. So one thing we need to know here is, which I continue to say, what that tells you, no matter what, Ojukwu is still playing a role, even at death. If they are telling you we are not important, Ojukwu, even at death, is still the man standing. Like his influence is still working around the country. That is one thing I want people to pay attention to. All over the country, these chairmen, they know themselves. They know. They know where they meet. They have a relation. Yesterday, I saw a picture of the president and the Atiku. I thought they were fighting. APC and PDP, when they were doing marriage somewhere in Abuja, all of them were together. These people don't care about us. We are only fighting ourselves. They don't fight themselves. Either from the east, from the west, from the north. Forget all these stories. That is where the pain kind of comes sometimes. The other people, we are the one. Oh, it's Igbo. Oh, it's Yoruba. Oh, it's Hausa. Forget all these stories. The people running the show, they're running the show on the ground. The business is moving for them. That is one thing I want us to really pay attention to. It is politics of 2027. Tinubu, he is a dangerous politician. He's going to play the politics of 2027. He's going to start very soon. That's what you see. So the other appointment, right? Even the ministers he dropped. To be honest, it's still party government. Don't be deceived. That's just the honest truth. It's more like if you have Godfather, it's not going to remove you. You think they were the only ministers that were performing below average? A lot of ministers, they were doing nothing. I mean, can they give us the result? The truth is, it's just who you know, how close, who is your godfather. That's what is playing out. Not that they're looking for those competent people to come and do the job. So, in summary, they don't really care about us. The have Bianca portfolio yesterday. I heard somebody say here, "Oh, she's gonna be working in Nigeria." No, foreign affair is foreign affair. When you say Minister of Interior is gonna be in charge of the internal security, means a Minister of Interior does not have business with foreign affairs. So I wanted to
Yeah,
drop
but
in and
what
correct that.
surprised me was the fact that they didn't make her a full-fledged foreign affairs minister. They made it Minister of State Foreign Affairs.
Yeah,
That was on.
that one too, right? That one too. But in general, I think I think they are going to divide the job because foreign affairs is big, right? You know, maybe she might be in charge of like ECOWAS, EU, like mostly African country in my thinking. But she is well qualified. Even as the full-fledged minister, she can get the job. Actually, she performed very well in her former positions. She did well. I heard somebody was saying
I
she
think that
did
she
not
should
do
have
anything.
just been given
No,
the whole
she is
thing.
good. Trust me.
No,
Forget
I
about
think she would
remove.
perform no matter what. No
Yeah,
matter what, I think she
remove
would have performed.
Ojukwu now. She is very qualified. She can stand alone. She is good. That's just the honest truth. Yeah, but it's all politics. It's just a paddy, you know. That is all I know. But
Of course, there's an
may
element
God
of
help
that,
us.
but my instinct tells me that she would have performed. Let me give you some of the things that she managed to accomplish because when I went online, I saw some information about
She
her.
did. She did
I
good.
decided to go
Yeah.
back in time because I know that this is one they could have edited it and changed it to suit the current state of affairs. So I went back in time. I'm looking at some of the stuff. They said she was honored with the certificate of merit by El Mundo Diplomatico for her efforts towards providing effective platform for constructive engagement between Nigeria and Spain. Hey, you see that trade deal we are talking
Yeah,
about?
she was ambassador then.
And was voted Africa's astounding ambassador by Dutch magazine The Voice in 2014. She was also honored by the ambassador as the ambassador of excellence award by the government of Adambra. That one doesn't count. That one is partial.
That one can be politics.
That one is Nigeria. We can't. We will say that one is a little bit biased, but
You
still, it's
can
still an
never trust
accomplishment.
Nigeria with a word.
So, but no, to be fair, it's still an accomplishment. She's got a lot that she has done, and I've seen what she can do. You know, so I've also seen her temperament. You need people that are like that in office because other people are not good. You're going to find it hard to run circles around them. People like that have sharpness of mind like that, and it doesn't help that
With
she's
her
also
experience too.
good looking too.
The experience counts.
Yeah,
because she has been dealing with foreign affairs issues, right?
She's got relevant experience. That's without it. That's why I'm wondering why they made her like Minister of State instead of that guy that is probably at the top is not probably doesn't have enough gifts to offer Nigerians. What has he done all this while that he's foreign minister? I think she probably would have done more just by her name recognition alone. She would have done something, but what can I say?
The paddy is there. But the other ministry I want to really look at what they are going to do is the Minister of Regional Government. Because he's going to be in charge of all this NDDC, Northeast Development Commission, North, Southeast, all those development commission. So I want to see how they are going to do that. I don't know if they have a plan. We are here to see, but it's very frustrating what is going on. I'm not expecting anything good.
This guy is raging on saying you have not named one accomplishment. Before they give you an award, you've done something. I just showed you the chart that Nigeria is trading with Spain, which is for me, I find that very strange. I didn't know that Nigeria was trading with Spain so much.
Yeah.
And this is the country this is second in terms of export of Nigeria. Nigeria, the thing we've been talking about, that want Nigeria to be earning money from overseas, that state is where she was in. And people from that state gave her awards. So what are we talking about? Come on, let's not always act as if somebody is not. Somebody is a minister, an ambassador in China. Somebody is an ambassador in Italy. Somebody is an ambassador in the US. And where is Britain here? Even we don't even sell anything to them. Somebody's an ambassador there. What are they doing? Why are we not exporting more to those places? Oh, let's not badmouth. When people do some small thing, which actually acknowledges that this is something than nothing. So yeah, please go ahead if you are done. Then
yeah, I think I'm done. Let other people
Okay.
speak. You know, I
thank
don't
you for
like
your
taking time.
patience.
Thank you. See, I don't have much to say. It's just very annoying when somebody has a different opinion. Some people will take it personal and maybe begin to attack the person instead of maybe addressing what the person said. And this is to me is not acceptable. KSO, I support what you say. I don't really find it funny when when one is being attacked like that. It's not good. Then talking about what Goodluck Jonathan said, I think we are misunderstanding what the president said, and I think KJ did a very good job on that, explaining it. But because some of us we have difficulty in comprehending things, it's very, I don't know how to help us sometimes. See, I want to kind of illustrate it this way. When you are a government official and you are giving money maybe to build schools, or you are in charge of building schools or hospitals, and you mismanage the money by way of pocketing some, to me, my understanding, that is corruption, pure corruption, because you are using your power, your official power, to embezzle money. But when you have money in the JAMB office, instead of, I think the money was supposed to be in the bank, but they intentionally place it in a cupboard somewhere in the JAMB office, and snake came in and swallowed the money. That is theft. That is stealing, pure stealing. If you have money in the Senate House, the money that is supposed to be in the bank, but they decided to put it in the Senate House somewhere, they dump it there. And about $194,000 got missing. They say that monkey jumped into the Senate House and swallowed the money. That is stealing, right? Maybe I may say that stealing is a form of corruption, kind of. So I think KSO is very right, is correct. If we really want to dig into the meaning of stealing and what corruption is all about in the Nigerian context. Now, why I even call it is because of the marginalization against men, especially Nigerian men. We've been hearing about Ministry of Women Affairs, Ministry of Women Affairs. For what reason must we have Ministry of Women Affairs? What about Ministry of Men Affairs? Are we not human beings in that country? Now, and I decided
have
to
Ministry
check.
of Men Affairs.
Hold on, that we don't have Ministry of Men Affairs.
That's
we don't
the presidency, the House of Assembly, the Senate. It's all Ministry of Men
We don't
Affairs.
even have Ministry of Children Affairs in that country. That is how wicked we are. And I decided to check to see the countries that have Ministry of Women Affairs. All of those countries are very useless countries, except Germany, that tried to make it to sound like Ministry of Family Affairs, Senior Citizens, and Women and Youth. Combination of nonsense. Then we have South Korea there that has Ministry of Gender Equality or whatever nonsense. See, it's time we the men will begin to sit up and defend our ministry as well. Let's call for our ministry. We should have Ministry of Men Affairs. We are being marginalized badly, and that is why, if you come to Nigeria, see, forefathers, I shared something to you. I don't know if you can play it. It's a short video where you see corruption and stealing combined together. Then you'll be able to differentiate it. Where the men are being turned to criminals because they are struggling to meet up with the women's ladder. The women are climbing everywhere. Okay, now see, the 6 ministers were removed and replaced by women. All of them are women. Where are the men? Where are the men? And we're not speaking about that one. The country is turning to be a woman's world. We're here attacking ourselves instead of defending ourselves. So we should be calling for Ministry of Men Affairs too. Let's balance it. Let there be balance in that struggle. Thank you.
Let me play the song, this video.
And that is VIO officials, government officials, stopping an innocent driver because they want to collect money from the innocent driver.
Before you go and change people's mind before they view it. All right. Let's see. I can't hear anything. No. Where is the volume? Okay, it's muted.
Without the person even knowing. This is Nigeria VIO. 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 Is it the work they ask them to be doing? VIO. VIO. Just look at this is Nigeria VIO. Vehicle inspection.
Shows you how deranged we are in our country.
Look at this one. Standing to cover so that people will not know. He has removed the plate number. You see, stylishly remove the plate number. And the person with the vehicle did not know. The person did not know. Where is he taking it to? Where is he taking it to? I don't know where he's taking it to. And the man doesn't even know. It is well. That is Nigeria VIO for you.
And so they remove his number plate so that they can hold him like somebody that is breaking the law.
Thank you. And the driver will be surprised. The driver will be shocked. I have license. They'll say, you don't have it. I have tag. They don't have it. And they will arrest this guy and they start from him. That is the country.
The guy with the video ram. The guy with the video and call, he no get any responsibility as a citizen.
The guy that is videoing this thing, this is the problem we are having.
See, some of them
no get responsibility as a citizen.
Exactly.
So that's what I wanted to say. In as much as what he recorded.
Because if I was there, they cannot take that tag. They
exactly.
can't.
So it's one thing is to shine a light on this kind of a thing. Another thing is to take a bold step to confront it. So in as much as all of us as a citizen and we are cowardice, this kind of thing is going to happen over and over. That's it.
But is it not easy for us here overseas to be saying this? When you are on the ground in Nigeria, you don't know whether those people are organized criminals. You go and talk, you end up
we are saying this. We are saying the same thing now. All of us now they say we are saying the same thing. We are not including ourselves. So both the leaders and the followers are the same. So if that guy with the record get opportunity, what is he going to do now? They say he go look for somebody to cover up for him too now. So.
And what the guy posted a video, he did nothing about it. He just posted to get attention.
So he's an accomplice too. He's also a criminal.
It's an unfinished assignment.
Instead of making you take the tape to the right authority, that the police, knows okay, can't go there. But no, that's not the case.
All of those things, but at least he could have confronted them and do something about it.
When he go to police carry him, what are you going to do?
You have been away from Nigeria for
anyway, in our workshop, also on our hustle.
Like Jefferson that for so long, it's not to have a word.
If that guy carry that video,
on our hustle.
He go first the police go first and stop from him. Then go beat him, collect the video from him.
Yeah, they will ask him to come and explain. Just the way they are doing to VPN. Come and explain.
Our president is still no be corruption, so that's not final. Let's move. Let's move on.
When I saw a major general in Nigeria complaining that when they arrest people like bandits and tomorrow they go and release them, what do you expect them to do? They will risk their life arresting bandits, and tomorrow or arrest people that steal oil. Then they see the person outside free. They are endangering their lives. They don't want to do that kind of job. So you can see why somebody can be videoing that kind of stuff. They don't want to get involved because before you know it, you are the one that will end up in the slammer and wahala for your whole family will be begging for you. By the whole time the whole episode ends. So it's a difficult situation from that point of view. But if you want to deal with it, you have to.
So that means now all of us now. That means all of us now the same now.
So we can't
That's
change.
what you are saying.
We can't change Nigeria. So why
No,
are we
that is why.
cleaning
No, it's very
ourselves?
easy to change Nigeria. You just need to get the right people in place. It's very easy.
Listen, that's why we have said for
First
Nigeria.
of all, you go know your problem first before you go on somebody. You know who know your problem.
You need people like Shore. You need people like Shore who can mobilize a mass action. It has to be a mass action that will go on without abating. But individuals like me, who will go and report to the police and say, "Look, I know somebody do it." It doesn't work that way, except you have enough money to defend yourself, because you'll be the first person to receive the other end of it. You know, it's not like a normal country. So let me give you an example. The police once in Abuja posted there was this too much robbery around the particular area. So they posted their phone numbers. If you see this, you call and make a report. You know, some people who took that bait and did it. You go there your house, somebody go call you, say, so now you give our number. Now you tell police, say, now here we there. No problem. You go see us. So you don't want to be
KJ. You the problem is when I say all of us not the same. If you fear police, that there's no other authority where you go visit, go where then go protect you. Church, mosques, youth, anything. That's how other society works. Yeah, it go be somebody where you go trust. Where you say if that thing get to that person, is everywhere, either a media or a church organization or a student organization, something this supposed to be in any society that will give you that protection. But we know, that's why I say all of us, everybody now they say if you fear the police, that means they fear me too, they fear you too, they fear all of us, they fear ourselves. So are we not the same?
There needs to be a policeman who everybody could relate to. I want to give you, I won't call his name, but it's nice. It's now an AIG. There used to be a policeman who everybody used to respect. All the media guys. If you have an issue, you call this guy up and he will deal with it right straight. He was he was a real cop, the kind of one you see in the UN. Until we all had we all went for a particular event in one part of the Southeast. And at that part of the Southeast, almost every Nigerian media house was represented. The NTA, the big medias, you are all there. And then at the end of the event, the governor took a particular amount of money, I'm not going to also call it, and handed it to this man and said, look, sort your people out and sort the media people out. Now, this guy said, okay, took the money, entered his vehicle, put siren and flew away. Now, because everybody was staying in the same hotel, I'm not also going to tell the hotel because some of you will be able to put two and two together. And then they now met there. The leader of the media guys now went to meet him. So, Oga, they tell us, say, you get something, you go take, at least give us more, go take pay our transport, go back. The guy said, you mean you have been following that discussion? You mean you have been following that discussion? My friend, get out of my room. Anyway, to cut a long story short, from that point on, the media people got to say, we thought we had a weakness in this guy. This same guy that everybody say, this man can't be corrupt. This small money when they give an eye, the guy don't come grow on like this. I'm just telling you. So from that day on, everybody knew that, in fact, you didn't have anybody to cover you. So if you have a very, very strong story that you want to, you find somehow and find in the media somebody that you can say to, I'm no longer hoping that this guy will cover you. What am I trying to get at? Some of them are nice, but depending on what rank they are occupying and who they are going to be reporting to at the end of the day. Sometimes their policies are changed. Sometimes they change character totally. And sometimes the level of pressure of maybe their personal life also gets in the way. So, but that's what it is.
I think that's where we need to. That's where we need to start. Sorry, I think that's where we need to start from when we are looking for our solution. We should be able to form something that we can trust. We used to have like Galifa and me who lead a certain kind of group. So once you are there, you can say anything, they can protect you. We used to have Sahara reporters, if there's anything to go by, that once you link there something, it will have effect. So I think that's where we should start from. We should start finding somewhere, that's not church, because it's scary that a whole country, you can hear something, there's nowhere to go to. That's as far as concerned, that's the society that is gone.
On our politics, one thing you should understand about Nigeria is this. We have been discussing since. We've been looking at Ojuku issue, the 618 million US dollar stuff. But let me retrospect a bit. Do we actually have a Nigeria? Does Nigeria exist?
Try to keep it brief, because we are still on topic.
I'm just asking a question. Does Nigeria exist?
Yes.
Of course it does exist.
Yes, of course.
If it does exist, in what shape, manner, and context does it exist?
In the way we're all experiencing it right now. It's different from everybody.
Okay, that's just the only way it exists. So in
other words,
there are different ways. It depends on how you look at it. It's a philosophical question, I think, or abstract question. We can talk about it tomorrow, when we are doing Sunday school.
Yeah, it's philosophical in one sense. It's not so philosophical in the other sense. For me, I think Nigeria is just a geography with
exactly. People have different ways of seeing it.
Yeah, we capture the habitants. We don't have institutions. If you look at that video clip that you showed, there are two vehicles that were parked. If that man plate number is being removed because perhaps he's obstructing traffic, what happened to the commercial vehicle behind the man? Is that selective justice? So this is where we need
That's what we say. All of us are the same. We are saying the same thing now. We are saying the same thing.
No, I'm coming. What I'm saying is this: if Nigeria actually exists in the sense of a country, you understand? If you look at that road was not even marked to know where to park, where not to park, where not to stop. These are all issues.
No, but the way you are going about it, I think it's a personal question. You have to ask yourself, if you are a Nigerian, then what are you doing about it? It's a personal question. If you don't see us in Nigeria, then there's nothing you can do about it. So if you say, do we have a country? Hold on. If you say, do we have a country, what do you think? Do you think you are a part of a country? Because that has to come from you, but you are an adult now.
Well, I'm a part of Edo State.
I love that.
I don't see myself.
So you are not a Nigerian. You are not Nigerian.
Nigeria happens to be a location, a geography.
It's a very straightforward question because we are looking for solution, right? If you don't believe in something, there's no point waiting to hear your recommendation. So you have to believe in something for you to be part of it. Are you a Nigerian or not?
I'm not saying I'm not a Nigerian, but I'm telling you.
Then what are we going to do about it? Hold on.
Wait now. When you talk, let somebody talk.
We are being realistic too. You are asking a question. The question also goes to you.
I am first an Edo man.
That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is that if you are in Nigeria, then we have something in common. What are we going to do about it? What is so instead of saying, "Oh, is the country existing?" You are questioning what you don't believe in. Then you can never make any progress.
No,
you can't be here or there. You have to be one place. It's either you are a believer in Nigerian, then you go for solution, or you don't believe in it. Then that's it.
Your zagging, your shark approach to conversation is not going to scare me.
No, I'm not scared. Now you ask question. Now I am reverting the question to you. Are you a Nigerian? Hold on. First,
you scare him now. We've not scared him yet.
It's not going to scare me.
You ask a question. You ask a question. I revert it to you. You begin say you are Edo. Say you are Edo. All of us are Edo.
You ask
all
me
our
a question.
politics, this is your turn. That's why I'm letting you go.
You ask me a question.
No. You never call me out. You never ever ask me any question to Nigeria.
Don't go there. Now.
If it's my
turn, then let me talk.
Your question, then you want to shock.
No, because hold on. You are this man. You say you be Edo. We don't know before. We don't know that you be Edo.
You had your say now. Your turn is going to come, all of you. Let's allow all our politics contributed. Let's make we give them.
No, but what are we talking about first? Because now question we
are talking about the appointments, in the Senate. That's the reshuffling of the cabinet, and we talked about Ojuku and the lady. I think Oju that was replaced. Women's affairs lady, and I think somebody was saying yesterday that she actually said if the government was sensible that they were going to sack her. Did she say anything like that? Like if the government was sensible, they should have sacked her.
She
they gave her what she wanted now. So what do you think
Yeah,
about it?
she said she was not
You don't know
performing.
everything, man. You know your part.
Man,
Every
that
other
stuff is
person know your
funny.
part. Don't superimpose your stupid idea on people. Don't do
KSO,
that.
just leave it. Just leave
No,
it for
this
now.
guy
Don't
is
worry.
just trying to say, what do you know? You know nothing, man. You don't know
KSO,
anything.
you are going to get a
KSO.
lot of fights here.
Wait,
Don't
so the
worry.
guy see
Please take it easy, man. Take it
how
easy.
waiting? Come now, the matter we see the talk. So I know understand though.
You see,
Come,
he
guys,
has
talk.
moved on. He has
No,
moved on.
Hold on, Nanja, let him hear his voice. Let me talk. Let him talk. Make you talk. I'll give you my time. Talk.
See, yeah, you don't know anything. When somebody try to explain something, don't use your stupid shark approach on people. You ask me a question, you just shouting. You are not. Look, I'm a realist. I'm not stupid. I'm not a fool. Do you understand that? You might be well educated than me, but you cannot intimidate me. Do you get that to your score?
He's not trying. He wasn't trying to intimidate you.
No, he was
now, talk now. Let him talk. Let him
We're not
talk.
going to make this place
No,
round.
let's
don't bring that up.
Let him
That's why
talk
I
now.
don't like
Let
joining.
him talk.
I don't like joining this platform because some people believe
Let
that
him
they
talk.
know you don't know anything. You try to become and learn from other people.
KSO, when Ferrari come at you, people say it's okay that the language is not used. He did not call you fool. He did not say that. Don't use anything.
I don't care about the language. I just want let him talk. Let him finish so that we can continue. Finish. You use your language.
Something that doesn't make sense to you.
There is no reason. It's okay.
I have my opinion.
Yes,
I've told you.
Jonaba, see, let him hear his let him hear his mind. It's okay, it's good.
Let's move in a sense of a country. If Nigeria does exist in a sense of a country, all the mirage of problem we are having, we won't be having it. That's what I was trying to stress. You live in abroad. Is that how abroad where you live? Is that how it's being
administered? Can I ask
administered?
a question? So
Tunanja, I don't understand you. Let him finish. Listen, our people say if you give somebody rope long enough, he go hang himself. Let him talk.
You are being aggressive. You are being aggressive now.
See,
I'm trying to be reasonable. I'm trying to reason with him.
We are not on the same pedestal. Let that be clear to you. We are not on the same pedestal.
See, that's why he's sounding like this.
I believe this is the reason why Nigeria
cannot be to allow him speak for God's sake. Allow him talk now.
Let
him talk.
Yeah, you are not the one moderating. I was supposed to be
allowed
to ask.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, let's move on to the next person now since he has rested now. Is it Jefferson or Man of Prestige?
Now, so let me answer your question since I don't finish it because I just want it's better for I making just I don't. It's not that I want to respond to him. I don't want to respond to him. No. I mean, it's okay now when you don't talk finish. Now everybody know calm. It's not that I want to respond. That's not that's how I'm here for. I'm not responding. Why should I respond? Why should I respond? I don't get what I want here.
It's a veteran of online discussion.
So your question.
You don't get time left. What is to your question? You don't have time left. You can't eat your cake and have it. You gave your time to him.
Okay. So go ahead. Okay, don't worry then. Go to the next person.
Okay, let's give him 1 minute.
Give us 1 minute now.
Yeah, 1 minute. Okay. Go ahead. You are a veteran. You are a veteran. Take 1 minute.
I don't understand though. I think for me, again, we focus on the noise regarding the appointment, right? He sacked 5 people, he brings 7. At the time, when they say will adjust, what course of governance may you bear, but then the busy expound. I don't know, is it that we know they think again or we just follow the trends in media, right? They have 2 to the ministry, that's what it means. And just why they hear too much noise about the people there because they no matter in the scheme of things. You look at the team that won him election, those people. Those people are like Borote. Oh yeah, let's do it. We owe that man favor, in grandfather favor. The Bill girl, our father was the former minister of sport. So there's nothing that happened other than they are expanding the next base for the elite. In other words, that's the confidence you are seeing the man they display. Everybody will complete, they cut them in. So they did not reduce, they did just bring, they take 5 people, bring 7. So it's a game I play here, but as far as I'm concerned, there's more to that than we focus on the woman, our former princess. Why do you bring her into the team? She's going to be valuable in PR, Abi. People are wondering about what she's coming to do. What is she only? SDP president don't come tell us say the policy that is ongoing, no be Bola Tinubu policy. I don't understand why people go to analyze, okay, what did they go do, what did they go do? It's not your policy. As far as I'm concerned, the people that hand over the policy to them is doing well. They are doing well for them. That's why they're gaining all these loans. When Jimmy Diamond come down, what do you think it was about? Now vacation is there. So you can analyze their policy all you want. It's not for you. As far as they're concerned, is to come and consolidate all the businesses into some big conglomerates. That is what is going on. Obasanjo just started it. So now they renew the hope. You understand? Our farmers are shrinking. Small businesses are closing. Nobody is paying attention. So what is it going to become of you after that 10 years that the man I told you now must follow their policy? In the next 10 years, we are going to be operating IM policy. That's what they said. IMF, so what is going to become of you means that majority of us will be subjected to the mercy of the state. So something is happening seriously, but the whole country get worked up. Bobrisky, very dark man. Bola Tinubu. No, in the next 10 years we go look back. We go say, "Come, how did it happen?" They don't wipe a lot of things. They come out gradually, but the people that are supposed to actually raise alarm and fight, they are busy collecting appointments. That's why I say the man is doing well. Are the people that put him there? While we, the masses, are busy following the noise. Guess what? In the next couple of weeks, months, presidential candidate posters you could see everywhere. Campaign don't start. Guess what? Mobilization. How do you mobilize people that have more resources than you? So the time when you're supposed to go villages, they try to convert people with your messages, production to consumption. You let it behind you. They come, they argue on top net with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Then before you know, this thing don't come. You won't compete people that have monopoly of violence, monopoly of resources, everything over you. So how do you win? But it's a circle. Not them then. It's all over again.
Thank you.
So, but again, we are not paying
I
attention.
let you go beyond 1 minute because I think it was worth listening to. Thank you for that. And I didn't know he expanded the cabinet. One thing I know is that he didn't fire the ones that are causing the problem for the economy. I don't know why Cardoso is still there. Chief of Defense Staff is still there. The oil person is still there that has promised us refinery is going to come on stream for how many times? Come on, man. Those ones should be the ones that should be getting fired. But it's all good. We know, I agree with you that these people, they are not governing for us. Jefferson is here. Jefferson, are you there? Thank you for your patience. You've been a gentleman. You didn't interrupt anybody. You had a lot of a chance to interrupt, but you didn't. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. What do you think about the reshuffle? Is there something that you think is missing? Or this Bianca, I really do like, that's my own opinion. People may not like it. I think that Bianca could have been a good foreign minister, not this state nonsense. But please go ahead, Jefferson.
They are pointing for distraction. Sorry, say I exaggerate. Now distraction. Anything we should do now, media will rush him. The other woman know they do am now. So now if she do pimp everybody, so now better
exactly.
distraction.
It would have been a big thing if she was the main minister herself. But it's a big it's a missed opportunity if you ask me. Jefferson, please go ahead.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. So basically, all now politics actually, if you listen to what he said, they actually summarize everything in terms of the direction where we are going. But all I wanted to know is that the people who are to pay for these things, I think if we can get our acts right, now those people with the government and their children are supposed to pay for the damages of Nigeria, not me and you that didn't know what was going on, people that signed all those things. So I'm being factual now. You cannot be in government, you sign papers, you carry siren, you oppress citizens the way you like. We are not privy of anything. We don't know what you guys are doing. We're only seeing it on the news. And then tomorrow you now tell me that I'm going to be the one to pay because you are in corridors of power and influence, you now tell me I'm going to be the one to pay for what I did not know about. I think it's unfair. And that is where we need to, those are the things we really need to fight against. Fighting against telling us that we will pay for what we don't know. Assuming look, in a reasonable country, assuming when they borrow resources from countries, from institutions like World Bank and co, if they are doing things like that, they ought to touch base with the citizens on a collaborative level, not on an authoritative level. And that is our problem with our leaders. They just collect the resources. They do whatever they feel that is. They think that whatever they are doing is good for us. It's not good for us. They just make decisions in their own at their own making. So I mean that just the different. That's discussion for another day. For the case of Bianca, Bianca as a person, she has the experience to do the job, no doubt. But I just feel I smell a rat, I put it that way. Because first of all, we all know that Bianca's husband is a former Biafran leader, right? And we all know what he stands for. Even though that Ojukwu and Gowon may have settled with themselves, in quotes, but the injury is still transcending down to us. We have not healed. And most times, I can't think of it, amongst us now that is here, we all relate, we all have friends. Igbos have friends, Yorubas, Hausas. In fact, across all tribes, we're all friends on one divide. Then we also have friends on the, what they call it, on the elitist side. Friends are different places, but most times our friendship, but the friendship amongst we the masses always trickles during the election or during one policy or during one news. If you look at all the events that have been happening, even before the Edo election, you notice they wanted to start a tribal war between the Edos, the Yorubas, and the Igbos, because, for some reason, they just wanted to start something. But hopefully by the grace of God, it didn't really work out for them. So at the end of the day, we need to really watch all those things. Now, why I'm concerned about this Ojukwu's these things, because we know what he stands for. I feel he just wants to use that position to try to say how they can buy to buy the minds of the Igbos. That's how I want to see it, and make it look like, oh, after all, this guy's on our side and all that. But it's not really going to really change much, because people's minds have already been made. Even in addition to the so-called birthday messages that Obi told what's his name, Gowon, when he was 90. That was during Gowon's 90th birthday. That message that was passed, of course, it was a bittersweet situation, because even if both of you, even if you want to praise, even if Obi wants to praise him the way he wants, he didn't settle the fact that there's a fundamental problem. You understand? So me, I just see it as a political move, that there's nothing more anybody can tell me.
I'm also, even if it was political, the important thing is what the person can deliver. If she was going to go there and do a better job than the one that is practically nameless, I don't even know who the foreign minister is right now. It's practically nameless to me. I don't see Nigeria punching its weight, just within its weight internationally. You look at South Africa is running circles around Africa. Nigeria, where Nigeria is, So personally, I think that.
Let me shock you or something. During this COVID, I'm not going to say this, but I have to say this. Do you remember the former CDC? What do you call it? The CDC.
That doctor head.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you notice, he was more professional than the so-called minister of health. At a point, if you watch the body language, even the minister of health was kind of feeling threatened by the level of intellectual standpoint that guy was coming with, and it's always the thing, most times, and it's a problem with us in Nigeria. Most times they will put a minister that has no idea what he's doing in power. And then they want to get somebody who can help to complement. So that when the person is complementing the job, the other minister feel good that, oh yes, yes, things are working and all that, and take the glory. But it's not even about taking glory everything. I see it as an undertone. And to me, I feel that the ministries are even too much. In fact, there's so much confusion, left, right, and center, because the people are still living as though they have excess money. Assuming they can be able to cut down the expenditure in fact, they should even cut it down to 100%, cut it down. That's what a reasonable government does. If you can remember, the last time I was here, I spoke about the former president of Uruguay, the poorest president you can ever think of. I can tell you, all of us in this place is even richer than that president. All of us were richer than that president. And during his time, he had the opportunity to empower himself. But guess what? He didn't do that. He didn't want to steal any government fund because he knew that the resources that belong to Uruguayans is for the people. And he wanted to pass a message. But of course, he's only one person. He did what he can when he was the president. If the leaders need to understand, and Tinubu as is there now, you need to understand, look, okay, is it money you're looking for? No, you have gotten power now. Stand by the people. Do what is needed. Me and you know it's going to be difficult. Because most time we are moved with pride. So, and pride and ego want to show up.
The reason why I asked you was that sometimes we allow the politics, the tribal animals, and all the other distractions to a kind of cloud what truly matters. It's what is actually being done.
And that's where, and that's where the leaders ought to have come in. They're supposed to come out on the continuum to address this issue and do serious reorientation program. And majority of them are behind it.
Yeah, but hold on. What I was talking about was I was saying something when you interrupted me now. See, what I was trying to say.
Sorry, are we going to talk about Gowon? I'm just asking for.
I don't know much.
I'm
Okay,
asking for.
we can talk about Gowon next, but the IMF, the loan that they gave IMF one is the one I wanted to go to next. We are going to be
not the same. I just want to know. I'm not saying what you talk about. I just want to know. Not the same. Anyway, yeah.
So what I was talking about was that Bianca's being appointed, if she was being appointed like the foreign minister, there is benefit to Nigeria. Even the position she's holding right now is benefit, because if she can highlight issues better than the one that is in office right now, who cares? Because somebody is going to benefit from it in the context of the job she's doing. And she has been at the fulcrum of many seismic events in Nigeria. She has the experience, she has the education. There is something to be said for having her in the right position to do this. We don't put people that belong in positions in the right places. That too is not helping us in any way. We put nobodies in position that they should not be in at all. But that is me anyway. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, you said I was trying to finish up something that was in my mind regarding, you were saying something about the tribal stuff. So our leaders ought to, I just wanted to complete this before then someone else can take over. Our leaders supposed to be resensitizing the masses, about our differences. In fact, that's what developed country does. If you notice in developed countries, even though there are still traces of differences like racism and all that, they make you know that the policy is passed down. It's passed down, and people will face the consequences once they go beyond that measure. Unfortunately, I don't need to tell you now, you look at all the elections. Is it 2015 where the Oba of Lagos was threatening the Igbos and saying that, oh, if anyone vote against my wish, I will throw you into a lagoon. And up to today, that was not addressed. So that utterances, and there are so many of them, our leaders are very fond of it. And that's the reason why we're in this mess. We, amongst ourselves, we're in this mess. We can't even think straight anymore, because we have someone who is in charge, who is actually playing the card, and who is always proud to be doing that. And if you watch well, even within this administration, watch well, you will see that the pro-administration people, supporters now, they are very, very good, and it's very, very. They are very good at going on the media. They will go, they will insult this one, they insult that one. If an Igbo man says something, they will insult. If Yoruba man says something, the Igbo people will equally insult. It's because of the monster we have created in ourselves. So, of which it is no longer, is not sustainable. So me, I just feel we need to really know how we go about it. Thank you.
Yeah. Forefathers, can I come in, please?
I think it's man of prestige.
All right.
Man of prestige, welcome. You know, we are not talking about American politics yet. We are going to go there soon. So, what do you think about the reshuffle?
Okay,
Man of prestige, sorry, before you start, my condolences. I see people who are greeting you, they hit you 4-0. I'm just greeting.
Oh God, he's suffering a lot of losses lately.
So, AY, you have to go there, right?
Oh my
That's okay. You my brother. That's cool. But anyway, I'm good. I think I'm going to second one of you said. You know, all this thing we are talking about, all this appointment, you know, it's all distraction, in my own opinion. It's kind of like a window dressing. I mean, I don't see the relevance of all the whole appointment. You know, I mean, what is the reshuffle of the cabinet? Kind of window dressing to say that I've done something. I mean, you didn't reappoint people or dismiss people to the place that matter, the economical aspect of Nigeria, all this part of foreign affairs and all that kind of things, Bianco Jugu. I mean, if she want to accept it, that's her prerogative. I don't really care because she may be smart and all that kind of things, but it's not going to reshape Nigerian economies, standard where we are right now. We are just regressing to a terrible. Is she going to go there, because she's pretty, and get some investors to come to Nigeria? Can anybody tell me?
You know, there is what they call pretty privilege.
Forget about that. It doesn't work in that area. Pretty privilege only work in the entertainment industry.
It does open doors.
No, it doesn't. I mean, am I going to eat prettiness? What are you talking about? Handsome? Who cares about that? Maybe you do care. I mean, I don't care. That's on you. If you if you are pretty, there's a lot of there are billions of pretty women all over. So what is her prettiness going to bring to Nigeria? Nonsense. That's nonsense to me. Like I said, it's all a distraction. I don't see really the purpose. Whether she whether he appointed her just for distraction for the Igbo. I mean, why would Igbo man even buy that kind of nonsense? Say because she appointed Biako Juku, so our marginalization is going to end. I mean, the rationale behind that, they don't care about that. It doesn't make any difference because that's more of a junior minister. What is he going to bring to Nigeria? That's what I'm after. So all this reshuffle of cabinet, I don't really have much to talk. When it comes to Nigerian space, I just come to listen to everybody here, just give my own 2 cents. I don't like to get into depth into Nigerian problem. I have other more important things to talk about, not Nigeria issue. Okay, that I'm not going to say that much. You can stay here, analyze it till everybody here die. Nothing.
You want us to mention Kamala Harris, so you
No. We already talked
about your own country.
Well, that's where I'm eating from.
I see. Yeah, that's why
exactly.
Because of Kamala Harris more. Okay.
But anyway, I don't have that much to say. So, in conclusion, like a second word of you said, it's just a distraction. So y'all can say blah blah the whole day. Nothing gonna happen. Thank you.
KSO, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to speak on Ojuku's appointment and the IMF loan because I've not actually spoken anything regarding that.
Well, we've not gone on to that yet. We've not gone there yet.
Okay, just Ojuku appointment. Yes. Well, for me, if there is this belief that Bianca's appointment will sway a different political thought amongst the Igbos, I think that thing is not going to have any effect. It won't change anything because one need to understand the political behavior of the Igbos. They are quite very Republican. They are quite very, very. If they don't believe in you, they don't believe in you. They are quite very, very Republican, and that will not change anything. But for me,
what do you mean by Republican?
By Republican is that when I say people are Republican, they don't have like what we'll have, for example, they don't have like a headship. They are not a collectivist society where one man stand, everybody will come behind. They are
yes, like more or less like a sorry, let me help you. It's more or less like a 360. Listen, it's more or less like a 360 relationship, right? Even if you are in charge, everybody is a stakeholder.
Yeah,
if you like, train me from beginning to end. If you bring a view that is, I believe, is not right, I can challenge you, and nothing's going to happen. Not because not because I'm disrespectful, but because I feel I'm being objective. Anyway, that's just the nature of the Igbo.
For me, I'm a stakeholder. I'm also a stakeholder in the East. So because I married from there, I come to realize how people behave. Do you understand? I'm a stakeholder in the East. All my children, they all have Igbo names. Yeah, but what I've noticed with an average Igbo man is Republic. Is a free thinker. He doesn't want to. He cannot subject his own will and aspiration to one man just because the man has money or because the man has influence. Do you understand? They are not people that you can just push to.
I hear what you are saying. And societies go through different phases, and historically, you will see that the ones that have gone on to do great things are the ones that have a way of channeling their societies through a single ruler or a council of rulers. You know, something of that nature. Those are the ones that go on to really dominate large groups of people. So is it always a good thing for everybody to be heading in different directions? Because that could be said to be what is affecting Nnamdi Kanu right now.
Don't misconstrue me. It's not really that these people, they are heading towards a different. I'm just talking politically. Do you understand? They have their own value. Do you understand? An average Igbo man has his own value. They have their value that they cannot compromise for whatever reason. But when it comes to taking political decisions, they are not people you can coerce into one bottle. You don't. No Igbo man will take that from you. That's what I'm saying. That picking Ojukwu to say you want to swell the Igbos politically is infertile. It's not going to give any.
It's not going to work. Don't worry.
It's not going to.
I don't think Tinubu will win the Southeast. No way he's going to win the Southeast.
The Gowon this thing should even let you know now. If there's other people
listen to that man. That man has defined.
They will just like it without challenging it.
That man has defined the Igbo DNA. Okay, you need to study about the Igbo. He has defined the Igbo DNA properly for you. We don't have a chief. That's just who we are. You can't change us. And you can't change us.
Maybe you guys are not giving enough time for one person to dominate. That's why.
Tunanja, if you don't mind. Tunanja, can I chip in?
Okay, chip in. No worry. Yeah.
I think what you are saying and what the Nigerian is saying, I think at this point is what they want people to believe, because in reality, that's not what is happening. Ojukwu was pretty much, everybody was believing in Ojukwu leadership, right? After Ojukwu, in present today, before Obi, we have Zeke. Zeke has the same followership that Obi have. And when you look at the vote pattern, they all vote the same direction for the past few elections. So how do you explain that? Or we should look at it that there is a you now look at it that the other side of the aisle is playing to that narrative. Hence, you will see that they will carry 4 women and 1 man. Knowing that, just what you explained, in terms of Nigerian political mad people, women, they know they won't see woman. So there's a reason why in a region or where you're supposed to appoint 5 ministers, you carry 4 women, you carry 1 man, right? So they are playing into that narrative of, we know they polo. So there's no more time to build any character. Just imagine, after Obi, there's nobody. So in reality, it's kind of debatable.
On our politics, let me tell you something.
Don't be deceived by
all these non-Igbos discussing Igbo people. Okay, enough of it now. We've had enough of non-Igbos talking about it. We need to stop it.
No, wait. If he's married to an Igbo woman, I think he has the right to actually speak to. I mean, it's his
I have the right to say.
Enough of
it. But are they no longer Nigerians? Are they not Nigerians?
How dare all these non-Igbos keep talking about Igbo in presence of Igbo?
I don't know. They are more Igbo than us.
That is my major problem.
I thought they are Nigerians.
When it has to do with Igbo issues, the non-Igbos even know what we need more than we, the Igbo people.
Exactly.
And when we're talking about it, they even be talking what is good for us. I want to break it down for you a bit to what KSO has said, which is totally true. If you notice, and Ovie made a reference to that, there used to be a Zik. Whether he had a large following or not, I don't want to go there. Let us assume that he was one of the leaders of the Igbo land. But since Zik left to be with his ancestors, I thought that Zik has children. I don't see his children becoming governors and ministers and all the rest of them. And that's what Man of Precision was trying to tell you guys, and you just went, on your own. People don't have anybody who put as a central figure that you must be there forever. In our own communities, anybody can rise to any position. Whether you were a poor man yesterday and today God elevated you, you can equally become a leader without necessarily having to be born into a leadership family. And the Igbo don't believe that you have already led, and then your children will come and also begin to lead us. No, let us also go to somebody else who will eventually also be leader. Ojukwu has children who are quite big. They are not governors of Anambra State. Are they governors in Enugu State? Okpara, I don't know if Okpara has children, but
KJ though, KJ, is it an advantage or a disadvantage in terms of the context of Nigeria?
Thank you. It's not working so far.
It's working.
It's working very, very efficiently working. Effectively working.
Bini man, stop talking about Igbo people.
If you don't allow me
Let
to
Igbo people talk.
Go
ahead,
are you saying his wife don't count? That's why Igbo people they do. People know they got women. The women don't count. I stand for KSO. Your wife count.
Hold on. You see, that's
and funny enough, the women are as equally as strong as the men.
Why would I want to shut a woman voice down?
Now, one for you. In Igbo land,
after all, we have Okonji Iweala and we also have Dora Okunle of blessed memory.
And now we have Bianca Ojukwu.
The woman I just called now, the Dora currently, is instrumental in saving Nigerians today. If not, you will see all manner of substandard drugs into the country. I'm telling you, that's
let us leave it there.
Okay, good. Thank you, KJ. I think that question is whether that loose arrangement is helping. Even if you had a loose arrangement, maybe you should have a way of coalescing opinion and so that you pack a punch. I think there's something to be said in the context of Nigeria, and I don't think it's favoring the Southeasterners.
It's helping individually. It's not helping collectively.
Yeah, and collectively is the more
why you speak that way
part.
Is because you are looking at your own geographical look. Your own tribal evolution. The Igbo communities have always operated this way, and we have never had any problem. And that's why if you go down the history, you find out the Igbos are the first Republicans that ever had a governance structure. So don't say that to us. It's a well-established way of governance. We have never had any problem with it. In the Igbo land where we live, everybody has a voice, no matter what your age grade is. And that's why we rule or govern our communities age grade by age grade. And information start from the last grade to the oldest of the grades. Nobody sits down and take a decision for everybody and say, okay, because I'm the oldest in this community or because I have more money, and so this is what I say to happen. It does not happen. And we have evolved from that point, and it's not going to change tomorrow. Irrespective.
Can I ask you something though? Has the Igbos generally as a people, historically, have they ever gone to, like, they come together in this loose way, but they had a challenge and they went to war with another group of people as Igbo together? Have they ever done that?
What are you saying? We are still talking about Biafra.
No, we're not talking about Biafra. No. I'm talking about before.
No, I know you're talking about. Yes, we're fighting war.
Before colonization, even.
Look, it was a tough cookie to penetrate in time past.
I think in Igbo, among all the tribes, I don't know about you people, but one of the tribes that can assemble people as like in 5 minutes is the Igbo land. Because if you go to Igbo land and you hit what is called the Ikoro, within the next 10 minutes, everybody in that community assembles at the village square because there's something important must have happened for you to go to the Ikoro. The Ikoro is not a gong. The Ikoro is a more bigger gong than the original gong carried by people. And so when that sound is heard, everybody, every male in that community marches forward to the village square to hear
KJ, now so I say run Benin down, according to Panzat. Now so I say run Benin down.
No, now I'm not talking about Benin, I'm talking about my community.
Okay,
I'm talking about my community.
But no, I think now so now that system I say run Benin down, because Panzat say now run us down.
I don't know.
No, let him finish his explanation. I think I'm getting an idea of
when that sound happens, it means that something that needs urgent attention by everybody, every able-bodied person, and that you assemble and a decision is taken. If it's a decision of going to war, it is taken. If it's a decision of going to the forest, maybe someone are going to the forest and it's not coming back, and there's a need for the person to be searched out. That decision is taken there, and for that point, we match up.
Okay, now let me give you an example. You can see how that could be a form of disadvantage when you have soldiers that have to fight together but never really kind of lived or had a kind of camaraderie for a prolonged period of time. You can see compared to like an empire like this Fulani that came with this thing, and they all united and they follow one leader for a long period of time. You can see why the other ones that exist together longer would be more effective than the ones that are loose.
Are they really enjoying that leadership?
What's the empirical facts? What you're saying?
Are they really enjoying the leadership?
History is full of history. History is full of
history. No comparison, no follow, no father.
That comparison is false.
I think because I use Fulani, maybe I should use the Roman legions.
No, because the Fulani are being empowered by the Arab world, so they get support both financially and weaponry.
Let's remove
to
Fulani.
keep conquering.
Example. I'm talking about like the Roman legion or the Greek forces, because they are together.
Even with that, they are still
KJ, please. I know you are a moderator.
The Bachama in Adamawa, the key people in Benue, they were able to conquer them.
Let's leave this sensitive issue alone. If you have a topic to treat, let's treat it. If you go this tribal thing, this is I can know why it's going to be something else.
I think it's good for us to understand.
No, it's good, but it's subject.
We'll give ourselves bumper court now.
Janaba is from the Middle Belt. I always want peace.
Another thing you should be careful about this thing is that if you have KJ, look at what he described where he's coming from. This is like ancient time of nothing.
No, but you follow the question where they ask.
I think it's fair. It's fair for us to understand how everybody.
I can understand where he's coming from, and it's and you cannot take it from him again. Why he's very committed. He's brought up in a very remote area like me, I guess. So let's move on to another, because all that approach I think is common in the rural area, but not in the town again, whereby you have a town cry. If somebody steals something, they have the god of that area. It's a lot of things that going on. And KJ come all the way from there to Atlanta right now, and you think it's going to change in one day. It's not going to happen. So thank you, my brother KJ.
Tunanja, you see our Nigeria problem have been a middle belt. They always want peace. Peace. Always want peace. We don't want peace.
We want to cash out.
Nigerian minorities are big. Nigerian minorities is about 36-37% of the population. That is massive. It's bigger than anything.
Nigerian minority is very big.
They are large.
Nigerian minority is about 67%. Of the total population.
Where did you get that one from?
Divide and conquer to steal part of
no, let Panther hear you. No, let Panther hear you.
If you look at the north, if you look at the northern part of Nigeria, how many tribes do you think we have in the northern part of Nigeria? Let's take Bauchi.
Quite a lot.
So even Tafawa Balewa was not an Hausa man, was not a Fulani man. He has his own tribe.
I thought he was Fulani.
No, he was not.
I don't believe him because he's from that side. but
I know minorities have run Nigeria more than any of the
people. Who almost beat me because I called him an Hausa man. And from Kaduna.
Okay. Let's go to the next topic, since we've already, talked about all the cabinet this thing, and I vote that Bianca wins the trophy in terms of the shiny objects. Yeah. So, but that said, yes, there is this matter that is coming up as a topic that the Nigerian government went and borrowed $618 million to buy jet fighters from Italy. I think the jet fighters may be cool, but I'm not sure it's the best money. From my calculation, you could recruit soldiers that you pay double the salary you pay now the junior military. This in 100,000 of them for that amount, and you are going to pay them even more, and there will be still a lot of money left for that amount. What it did, and that amount could secure the entire north, but no, they are not doing it today. They want to go and buy jet as if jet fighter is going to arrest anybody that is busy kidnapping people and taking them into the forest. But this is our Nigeria now. We are still doing it. So what? And it's a loan from IMF. Money we don't necessarily need to borrow. If you are serious about security, there are things you can do for your nation to get security. Why do we need to buy those jets? There are certain things you need more than just jets.
Forefathers, there is no need of making that a topic. In Nigerian space, any money borrowed was very specific by that a way of taking money out of the system. And they do not, if you look back and see the previous administration and oil and whatnot, whenever they say they borrow, they want to target to some specific bigger thing like security farm and all of that. But end of the day, it's not what it is. It's just to take money and then share among themselves. The Nigerian public, we should just ask them for accountability. First of all, what is the priority? What are you trying to address by buying a jet? Are we fighting a war against any of this? I mean, it's good to secure ourselves, but our problem right now is even basic food and basic amenity we don't have. And we have to build from the grassroots how to enable and empower our citizens in any way. So the buying of jet, there's no jet. All of that you're going to see is one dead something that will come and design and scrap around and painting and just even if they don't use the jet hangar to bring it to Nigeria, there's nothing. It's just a way of taking money from the city.
Jonathan, let me share this with you. I think there's actually a jet, and you can argue that. Let me see, because what I'm thinking is that their argument may be that they want to use this jet to be able to fight terrorism in the Sahel, and maybe even go after Niger Republic if they want to.
They don't believe in these people. It's a photo. They don't believe in all of those. Nigeria is capable. The best brain Nigerian use not to innovate anything. It's about deceiving the people. If you can see somebody take a picture from here and post it here and paste it, I'm fine. They are good in all of it. I think forefather, you go to Nigeria, but you don't understand so much about Nigeria. These people they are crook. There's nothing in that. Why are they using the jet for? What is the jet for? The jet, there's no, where are they going to bomb? Where even where?
I think the Sahel or keeping West Africa under check may be a strategic way of thinking about this thing. But personally, I think you need manpower that can deal with the problem we are facing inside the country right now.
Yes.
So that money can recruit 100,000, and there will be a lot of money left.
These are the people that they are sick, that in abroad, they cannot even have a decent hospital to treat themselves. They're spending billion in what is not looking for. So these are not the serious people. They are just using it for their own camouflage. All of this thing this is just a propaganda, arranged talking point. Nigerians are hungry. Did they care about jet, or did the jet give them food? Are we fighting war that we're trying to equip our military? Even though if you want to be powerful and relevant in the world, that you need all those things. But there is nothing like that for now. Even Niger, if they vest, they go invade us right now. So
oh God, you're going too far now. Let me just play the video.
Democracy government. Nobody tell them now.
$1 million from a group of financiers to buy 6 Italian-made M346 combat aircraft and ammunition for its air force. This comes after the Nigerian Air Force earlier this month said it was acquiring 24 M346 combat jets and 10 AW109 Trekker helicopters as a part of a fleet renewal strategy. The first 3 M346 fighter aircraft are expected to be delivered by early 2025, with subsequent deliveries running until mid-2026. But what is the M346 fighter jet aircraft, and why is Nigeria planning to renew its fleet? Let's understand. The M346 is a twin-engine jet manufactured by Italy's defense company Leonardo. It is an advanced trainer jet with capabilities of simulating a fourth or fifth generation fighter aircraft. The aircraft can undertake several combat missions, including air support and tactical reconnaissance. Currently, Singapore, Italy, Israel, Poland, Qatar, and Greece are all operating the M346 combat jet. So why is the Nigerian Air Force procuring these jets? And what are the challenges that it is facing? Let's take a look. Nigeria currently has a total of only 38 combat aircraft. Its inventory is made of the French-made Alpha jet, the Chinese-manufactured Chengdu J7 aircraft, the Brazilian-made Embraer EMB 314, and the China-manufactured JF-17 Thunder. But Nigeria's current fleet of fighter jets is getting old and obsolete. Secondly, the security challenges are increasing at a faster pace for Nigeria. Nigeria is at the moment struggling to contain attacks by armed bandits in the northwest region of the country, who are committing crimes including rapes, murders, and mass kidnappings. The country is also facing difficulty in containing the 15-year Islamist insurgency against Boko Haram and Islamic State, West Africa province in the northeast region. In such a challenging scenario, Nigeria has been increasing its military expenditure in recent years. Take a look. The country increased its military spending by over 2.6% to $3.19 billion in 2023. It had spent roughly $3.11 billion in 2022. However, this now leaves one question unanswered. Has Italy ever exported weapons to Nigeria in the past? Have there been defense-related trade between the two countries? The answer is yes. Italy has been selling aircraft and artillery to Nigeria for several years. The aircraft have been either in the form of trainer jets, such as the MB339 jets, or helicopters like the AW109s. However, the purchase of the jets is not coming at the right time for Nigeria. Nigeria is currently struggling with a higher cost of living crisis. Its economy has failed to recover from the shock of the pandemic. Prices of food, fuel, and medicines have skyrocketed tremendously, but salaries and wages are yet to grow. And to top it all off, foreign investment in the country is also falling. In August, residents in Abuja and Lagos took to the streets to protest against President Bola Tinubu's policies and the state of the economy. In light of this, Nigerian government's plan to renew its fleet amid an uncertain and challenging economic environment only looks quite ambitious. But the larger question still remains on whether the new Italian jets will be able to help Nigeria to bring its security situation under control or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't like that term that we are ambitious. How dare you say we are ambitious? We should be having the nuclear weapons you're telling us. But I do get the point that Nigerians are suffering. I do get the point that jet fighters are not a big decider of wars. There's a reason why many countries don't rely on them, because once America has air superiority, all your jets are going to die at the airport. Forget it. They're not going to fly. The only way you can fight a superpower right now is you have underground bunkers, you have missiles. Those are the only things you can use to fight asymmetric warfare. You can jet fighter. I think maybe their thinking is that they can use it to control the sub-region in terms of.
So now, what will be your budget first?
Our budget, this is loan. This is not budget. This is a loan.
No. She said that lady said something now that the budget increased to 3.30 billion.
Yes, which is practically nothing compared to what the world spends.
What people attributed on election? What people attributed on election? How much?
The budget of the nation is 30 billion, isn't it? 30
now
billion.
You won't fight the Papa. You won't fight the Papa. Jordan Bata say Niger will run us. Don't be lie.
No,
You dey talk of superpower. You say superpower.
That one funny, man. He said DJ vex him, bro.
Exactly.
How can DJ come and
government wanted to fight with DJ?
All those things that
Nigerian government wanted to fight with DJ when they had that military takeover. Nobody tell.
Yeah, you are talking of superpower.
They advise themselves.
Nigeria has the opportunity to position themselves in a long ago, to position themselves to be in position of power and influence in Africa more than where they are. Is this killing, corruption, and people who have no vision? These people are blind people. They're worse than anything you can ever imagine. All of those fear about, if these people, set of people have some power, they will run us over, I'm better than this person is better than me, all those tribal things and religious things and those things that divide us, and then the law enforcement is not working. The only thing that is causing Nigeria is that if people are held for their crime, not swiping from party to party. If you are APC, your sin is forgiven. You are PDP, your sin is forgiven. That the law enforcement know their job. Those people don't know they are left to their right. All those people you are seeing, they are general. Confront them. Now, they will run into the room and take a kai and come out and tell you different.
Oh, God.
So look at it this way. Over the years, because of our differences, we could have been building up our armory. We could have been building it because we have the steel plant. We have the Ajakuta
we have
steel
built
plant.
more than
we have
this. We could have done more than all of this. These people have no vision.
Look,
they have not.
Do you know that they made AK-47 in Ajakuta steel plant?
Yeah.
When the last time I was there, they made AK-47, and the facility that is there is enough to make so many machineries.
These people have they're just so narrow-minded. Nigerians were in position where the whole Africa will depend on us. The whole Africa. These people have opportunity. Until today, they are not increasing human intelligence. If you go to Abuja and I stand on the road, if one chance to take you, you are on your own and they are buying jet. What did jet got to do with human intelligence?
What we don't understand is
you're your own. But if you speak against the government now, the way DSS and NMA will come after you.
There are people that do that.
Nobody DSS the government.
No, what we don't understand is the geopolitics of this thing. First of all, if you follow the news well, you find out that recently a Nigerian company bought over Ajib. Ajib is an Italian company. It took a long time before that deal to buy over Ajib because there was a court injunction there. There are things that are settled. That's why I asked, when Nigeria fought a war, how did Nigeria fight the war? Look at Ukraine is fighting a war right now. It is well known that BlackRock has the contracts to rebuild Ukraine for the next 20 years after the Ukraine war with Russia is over. Anytime countries fight wars, there are deals that are made. We Nigerians, we don't want to face reality. When Nigeria was fighting a civil war, who sponsored the war? Who sponsored the war? The West sponsored the war. We owe people. That country you call Nigeria owes a lot of countries. That is why your oil and gas, your petroleum sector cannot work, because you owe a lot of people. There are a lot of things you owe. That jet that you're seeing that is bought from Italians, it was a deal. We'll do this for you. This is what the money has to come back to us. The way the West signed, it's just like Japan. If Japan gives you a loan, all your vehicles, all your official cars, anything that is a Japanese product, that's what you will buy. The same way when China was
building Nigeria, Italy, like it don't just make sense to me. Now it's making sense.
Deal. Yes, so that is how deals.
That is making sense.
When we're having deals with China, everything was going through the Chinese. So these are the problem. Nigerians. So that's why I asked Nigerians, when you were fighting your civil war, who sponsored the Nigerian side? Who sponsored it?
But the sponsors, though, the money that we owe them could have easily been paid back during the 70s. We had more than enough money to pay them back.
You don't know what you're talking about. Too. You don't understand when a nation owes debt like that, you will pay for 100 years.
What debt are you referring to? Because what precise debt are we talking about?
Exactly. Sorry.
Oga, when you were fighting the war,
finish,
all the ammunition that were used for the war.
How much do you estimate them to be?
I don't have to estimate them. It is what those people signed in contracts. And when you go for those things, it's just the way Ukraine is now. When Ukraine is fighting a war, America is pumping all the millions. Australia, all those countries are pumping money there. The moment that war settled, the moment they settled with Putin and everything, it is American companies that are going to come in and run that economy. And they will run that economy for the next 50 years, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, but see, I don't have any problem necessarily with America running the economy. After all, they are in Japan.
Hold on first.
But I enable them to develop. But that's not the case for us. There's a difference.
No, but yes, Tunaja, let me tell you the difference. See, I think what Desta is saying, that's what is missing from when people are saying, look at Malaysia, look at Germany, no. That's what data just says what is happening. America is still building the alert. So, Tunaja, you said we don't get anything where, that where we would pay for. And are we really independent? Which goes to what KSO was saying, even though it's psychological, but he no one understand with my answer and he just lost it, right? That question is there because all you need to do is follow the war, the World War they come, right? When America won the war, came in late and won the World War I, right? What is this they happen? The punish for Germany is that they commit everything where they get. And America give it to the British and the China, the British, the Italian, the French, go and exploit Africa to rebuild what you have lost during the war back, which is what was going on after the First World War up till the Second World War, which is in the 40s. Now, after the Second World War, what proceeds? The Cold War. What do you think the Cold War was about? Was a pushback by from the communists, right? Now, which goes all through to in the 60s. Now, in 1960, that is when America say, come, it's like we are losing our hegemony with the way small nations are buying the ideology of the communists, right? So they had to call British, say, come, leave those people now, give them their freedom. We are coming to the economy, which is the debt that Dexter is alluding to. And you ask, which debt you want to pay? America had to tell them in the 60s, come, give these people their independence. We are coming to actually access our economic rights. Because now them be war superpower now. That's where those independents come. There's a lady that appeared on Adeola the other day that was alluding to the fact that the freedom that we received was a split through of the civil movement, movement in America. But people could not get what she's saying. But it's not just in America, all over the world. America had to grab the civil rights movement. America had to make sure that the British free all their colonies so that they will be attractive enough for us to boycott what the communists are actually buying. So when they forced British to give us the independence, which government we start? We start with parliamentary. Who are those people in charge? It was Vic and our first prime Yaradua Abi. The other our first civilian elected president.
Tafawa Balewa now.
Tafawa Balewa. If you go study them, they were still collecting aids from the USSR, the community. The Ajakuta steel that you are talking about. When did they come to bear? Who are the countries that actually finance it? Not be the Russian people.
Yeah,
so America had to vet. America had to vet, instigated the coup that took them out, which is who? Agu Irunsi. Who was the president then? Ben Johnson. If you remember, I said Ben Johnson, Linda B. Johnson. If you pay attention, 2 weeks ago, where that guy come, they actually explained this to us. He was actually trying to draw that conclusion. But it's not just Agu Irunsi that was also there. The man called George H.W. Bush was the CIA director. Nobody know. He was in Nigeria just like when Damien, the guy from JP Morgan Chase was in Abuja, assemble our leaders. George W. Bush was in Lagos. That time Lagos was in Lagos, assemble them Obasanjo, the T.Y. Najuma, and the rest. That's when that could happen. When that could happen, what did happen? The North went hungry. They carry out their own too. That was the only one the CIA did not actually part to. When the North carry out their own through who? Murtala Muhammad. Abi? He was also pro-communist. In fact, the president invited him to Washington DC. He refused to show up. What happened to him? The engineer could have took him out. When he come out, who come in? Our own Obasanjo. Before Obasanjo come in, what was the relationship with the CIA people? This thing is there out there. So Obasanjo was not, his assignment was to actually solidify that unity system government that they give Aguero to bring in. That's why we want to ask Dr. Dameji, why you go say make Gowon apologize? It was a team effort. Why him? Why not Obasanjo? Why not Babangida? Why not Yaradua? All of them were a team that carry out that thing. So Obasanjo was the final person that actually solidified that movement to unity government so that America can be run this directly. What are they interested in? What of our resources? Right? So when Obasanjo come in, if you now go study, read what happened when Murtala Mohammed was bringing in the constitution with about 40 people that depended. When Obasanjo come with 20 agendas, from where? From the America. That's the constitution we are having today. So if you pay attention again, the connection that Obasanjo have is that man see they follow the next person when he go bring come. So from 1960, what I'm trying to say, from 1960 to today, we never actually elect our own president. Now people they just say, oh, now Obama come on good luck, but how did they do it? Right now, Secretary of State, now they come Nigerians at that time. So
yes,
I
remember
Nigeria
John. I want the name is boys John.
So everything
John
they
Terry.
connect.
John Terry.
They don't they deal with us.
Right?
So, John Terry. So now all those men go come from the 60s. So it's happening again today as well. They are under pressure again from what? From BRICS. Hold on, hold on. They are under pressure again from BRICS, right? The Americans are under pressure again. That's why they are going around. That's why they came. They tell us they come in the next 10 years. You guys have to behave. The same thing with Europe. That's why I thought that in the next 10 to 15 years, there's going to be a collective outrage. Europe go year round. They don't unplug them individually. So everybody will find a way. They will go back to about 200 years before now, where they always fight against themselves. The peace that the Europeans are having today is about 80 years old with the backbone of American military weapon. So you are asking why we no agree. If America can't set base for your house, you are done. They run you and run your government. So Nigeria elite has this, I don't know about a vision of being a regional hegemony.
No, it's true, you're right.
They have this vision of being a regional hegemony.
Let me add my own to it. I think having a relationship with America or British or Germany or whoever country, that is not at the core of our problem. Because
yes, but who define that relationship is the problem. We are not in a position to define the relationship.
Our own position, the real issue is what kind of relationship we formed with them. What kind of seniority that they have over us. Because if you look at Japan now, they were nuked twice. They have a perfectly reasonable relationship with the West. They are a nuclear threshold nation, which means the West cannot mess with them even that much. If they try to mess with them, let me finish my point. If they try to mess with them, they could destroy the base that they have there, make alliances with China, become nuclear powered themselves very quickly. They didn't disable them. They didn't castrate them completely. The same thing with Germany. But ours is like total castration.
Because there is no resistance. I agree with you. There was no resistance when they come. Just as they come now, who they push back? Would they talk on that thing? There is no resistance, right? Our elite are scared because of what they are getting. Talking about the loan. If they collect this money, they're going to buy support their lifestyle. It's not for anything. It's for their own lifestyle, right? And no, there's no pushback from the people. Which is where when people tell say, I won't be president, you need to go and organize those and abandon people. Now then go fight for you. Because you are coming to take food from people who don't they establish already, right? So there's no pushback from anywhere. When I mean anywhere across the continent. Anybody will push back, they either assassinate that person, they overthrow him, they bring cook on. So that fear is there. Just imagine. Just explain Bola Tinubu accidents to presidency, and the Americans just support them overnight, just like that. And you think everything is well. Yeah, so there's no pushback from us. And for us, now people will need to educate the majority. You understand? Because now the people will defend that leader, not the other way around. But nobody is ready to actually do the job. Go and actually consult people, say, come on, this thing, we need a reasonable amount of freedom before we can actually progress. These are our leader, they are not ready. And all of them, they fear. They want any small thing, they're outside. They are with the people that you are supposed to kick against. How can you negotiate with me when you're always in my guest house and they give you my baby the fuck every day? How you want to do them?
And that is the problem now. They can't be ready. How can they be ready when they've not lived through the necessary baptism of fire
So
that they
that's
need
why
to
they
be
not
ready?
agree to church
They
history.
can't be.
So that
Many of them are
nobody will
spoiled
wake
children
up.
of rich people. Many of our leaders are spoiled children of rich people that ended up ruling us again. They have not been baptized by fire. They don't know what it is to actually take a people's destiny and rule for the people itself.
Because the people have
are standing for
never
other people
risen
to do.
against our leader. I don't think in any history in Nigeria we don't ever raise against our leaders before. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't think that genuinely say the people went to war with their leaders in Nigeria. I don't think it has ever happened. If I could be wrong. The
We
whole
have never
country. Now let
united
me
to
in
do
a
that
section.
before. We've never united to do that before against our
So
leaders.
they
And
have succeeded in educating us. They don't educate us for us to actually know about how this thing works. So that's why when people will not understand, they will say, "Oh, you are blaming the West." It is not blaming, unless you live for inside hole for the past more than almost 200 years. You don't live on your own.
my thing is that what I see is that it's only one case I know that the people rose against their leaders and continuously then it led to a change. But you can still argue that the overarching one is when the people unite and fight on other people. That's the one that unites the people more than anything else. This is why
But
many
who is
nations.
going to unite the people? That's the word we should be looking for. No, who is going to be president?
That's what I'm saying. That if you want if you want Nigerians' consciousness to rise, you have to unite the people and you have to have a boogeyman. You have to. That's
So
one
instead
way.
of us to be looking
I'm
for
not saying that's the
president,
only way, but that is one
no.
of the easiest
The
ways
way it is
nations
now, the way it is, all our elites are all compromised. So we should be looking for who is going to unite us, not who is going to be president. It doesn't matter who be president.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. As a
It
matter of fact,
doesn't matter.
one person can unite the entire nation against themselves because
That's
depending
it.
on what happens, the person could be such an evil person that the whole nation unite against that person, and that's the whole point. If the nation unites, that's when you start seeing things happen in the right way.
Yeah,
Because
but that means a lot of consciousness has to go. We have to teach people all these things so that people know will say, "Oh, you are blaming." It's not blame. You know, people be blaming. There's a reason why everything around you is foreign. It doesn't make sense that you as individual come this world
let me
depend on
share
people
this
till
with
you
you now.
die.
Let me share this with you because
Are you still moderating or we are?
Oh, sorry, I beg more than over. Give other people to talk.
AY has started now. AY has started. He wants to start beating me up now. Like this,
Yeah, just a
he's
question.
been doing it for weeks now, constantly. Just knocking. And he knows he can interrupt anytime. He chose not to. He just want to not give me trouble.
You
It's
know,
okay.
I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, right. He's not gentle
Guys,
at all.
backstage. I'll come back later.
All right. We're going to be closing out anyway. I think there's another show coming up. I think the next show is going to be quite interesting, though. I think it's about which one is it? Okay, yeah. It says what will become of Nigeria if Nigeria became an Islamic state? You know, I've said it before. We should start practicing facing Mecca. It's something that we have to get used to. All these people in the south that think that they will have 2 children, 1 children, all that stuff. You know, people in the north are busy having 10, 20. So we should start practicing facing Mecca. It's going to be an interesting topic. We are going to be going there in about 10 minutes or so. However,
it's going to.
I think it's electricity. I think it's electricity, or it could be the ladies too, because they are supposed to come after me normally. So any of them will come in and
I
take over.
don't think those ladies are too smart.
Cedric, the boss.
Those ladies are too smart to talk about that kind of a sensitive.
Oh my God! You know when they say that people inside. Okay, you know AY. I wanted to share something with you, AY, and I'm happy that Ovie is here. I'm happy that Ovie is here because Ovie thinks at least it's one of all that thinks strategically to an extent.
What's the topic?
The other topic, the new topic is about whether if Nigeria becomes Muslim, what is the worst case scenario? You know,
if it becomes Muslim,
is it the end of the world? You know, many of our men will be quite happy. Hey, hold on. I wanted to share something in OVA because I think you may find this interesting. When you look at the strategic positioning and power structures in the world, if you look at it, we don't seem to matter much. And and that is partly because we never made ourselves relevant. If you look at all these nations here, China, India, all these nations, they seem to be the nations that matter. You notice this position here. You know how this place is hot. They seem to be all the areas that matter most, because guess what? They want to contain this body here. They want to contain another body that is here. So we look at where we are. We don't seem to matter in the bigger scheme of things, and maybe that's why Japan, that they knew twice, all the other countries that went through hell, they are still doing better than us. How do we make ourselves relevant from where we are? Look at where we are, tiny, this area here. How do we make ourselves relevant to the events going on here?
Your forefather, the truth is this: Nigeria we can't expect ourselves to matter when we don't even respect ourselves. You understand? A country that does not promote meritocracy cannot be taken seriously in the world. It's simple. The world is watching. The world knows. Nigeria is a country driven by mediocrity. So why are you looking for the world to take you seriously when you cannot even take yourself seriously? You don't you choose the worst among you to lead you. Then you are expecting you want to be in the world stage. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So this idea of you bring a rat to come and rule and you expect the performance of a lion, it doesn't work.
But a potential part. Let me ask you though, don't you think like the way we did in
Sunanja, I think the question should be, what are you offering to the world to make sure you are matter?
That's exactly what I wanted to say. That's exactly what I want.
I don't think we
don't seem to be offering anything at all, because like when we were
don't give anything to the world.
When we went to Liberia and Sierra Leone, the world kind of supported what we were doing, and I think one of the areas we could matter from is if we tell them, okay, hands off Africa, we are in charge, but we are going to relate with you at a certain level.
In what capacity?
In the capacity that we will keep we'll maintain control of our domain.
Ordinary Niger doesn't hold
Tunanja, do you know what the Civil War was about? The Civil War now lesson to teach us and the region that they don't want any shenanigan. Now hunger they take people. That was just a lesson, the Civil War. So okay, for you to actually say you won't get independence, be ready to lose 5 times more than this. 10 to 50 million people will have to be sacrificed.
We're already dying. More people have died since that Civil War.
So let's organize and go and die once, Abi. I agree with you. Let's organize and go and die once.
You have to be ready for anything.
Yes. But that's what it's going to take.
They can't do anything to us.
Forefathers. It's not that difficult. We just make it like it's complicated, but it sounds like that. We just lack a true leader that have a clear vision and man enough to cut himself from the West. And whatever happens, if he's going to die, he die. If he's not going to live, he live. Change the mentality of the people through discipline, law, and order. And this will not just going to go on by 4 years of you doing it. You have to be giving a chance for more than 5 to 10 years to set our people free from their mental.
This has happened to be free.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. See,
this mentality of a low self-esteem, using poverty, using disease, using all kind of tools to hold our people hostage. It has devastated impact on them, on their morale. If you talk to somebody in Nigeria while he's struggling, a very prominent person that he used to be agile is beat down over the years. And now he have no choice than to compromise and become competent. So the only way forward, if we see...
Yeah, I've got to end this live stream now. The next stream is on. Let's go to the next stream. I will share the link to this backstage if you can join it, because it started now. So we don't want it to clash. The idea is for it not to clash. We have to separate the streams. And I thank you, gentlemen, for joining us. AY, I'm sorry you didn't get your chance to say much anymore.
I'm used to it now.
I seek your pardon and forgiveness. Jonaba, thank you for joining us. Eccentric Cast, and all na politics. As always, I enjoy your presence and the conversations, and let's hope we have more of them. And I like what Jonaba said last. We really need to get our act together because the trouble is already here for us, and we have a chance. We have a chance. So thank you all for joining us. I'm sorry I cannot thank all of you, Guy Wanlele, Tracy Jacobin. Tracy Jacobin, you see, I can see beyond the wig. I can see beyond wig that women are also there's something behind. There's something beyond the wig, but it doesn't mean that the wig should carry on. I'm not going to be in support of it. So
Tracy is just a troublemaker. She's a troublemaker.
Don Anthony, I see you there. And Fumi OS, all of you. Sorry, you didn't get a chance to say much. We are going to be back again. Thank you all for joining us. Bye.